We was just saying.
Hey, did you bring a hard drive?
Are you running
I got some.
Restream?
Yes, Restream.
Killer
We paid and got the
Soulful Neo
upgraded.
Soul
So
House
we're good.
remix.
So it looks like.
You have to use Yellow Dock for.
I got some good
Yeah.
Anita Baker joints.
I was
and,
going, dude, I could not figure that out for the
I
longest.
got a bunch of stuff. 'Cause
They
I've been doing this
upgraded.
stuff
I mean, they
in the East
fixed
Coast
it
with the,
because it was
These guys
really
been blessing
hard to
me,
get
man.
on and stay on. Once you get kicked off,
And I got
you
this
had
one
to
Cardi
do
B
all
one.
the stuff,
So
but now
Malachi
the
just sent me,
module looks pretty good. But you just have to do stop broadcast. It regenerates the stream key, so you just copy and paste. Much faster.
Re-singing Sky.
Yeah.
Sadiq.
No way.
Yeah, it's nice.
There's a lot of good Afro house out too.
Pretty much like you did last time, bro.
Yeah,
I got Mixcloud, Facebook.
it's infectious. I start doing it. I just go down this whole rabbit hole.
Me too. I play on a station called Soulful House Music Collage on Twitch every Thursday for 2 hours, and it's dope, man.
I gotta tell you, man. One of my favorite gigs that I'm missing because of. I guess we should wait until the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We are live across the board. I have Facebook, Mixcloud, Twitch is coming right now. There it is. We are live, fellas.
We're live?
We are live, DJ Brotha Reese.
Yes, sir. Well, welcome to Conversations with a DJ.
Number deuce.
Numero dos. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start crying because I'm so happy that these brothers are here with us. I haven't seen them since Panda Funkster's celebration of life.
Yeah.
And we went to go eat, right? All of us. And Chewy, My Emotion, our
We
wives.
went to Tijuana's, right?
Yeah,
Tijuana.
Tijuana. That was,
Tijuana's,
yeah.
That's the first time that Norma and I ever been on that street, on that street.
They've
the
never
whole
been on-
stroll.
Welcome to the East.
Oh, they never been in East Oakland?
Welcome to Oakland.
They've never been on East 14.
Your introduction is East 14. Yeah.
And-
Hey, you guys were so funny. You guys like nothing, and me
True
and
to-
Norma are all like, "What the hell?"
True to East 14, I was explaining to Norma, this used to be the big hostro, and one came on.
Yeah.
And I was like, there you go.
It's
But
still,
the food was hella good.
Oh, the food
Very
was
authentic.
delicious.
Yeah. Intro our guest, Brotha Reese.
Man, to my right or to your left is Russ from the
Big
world
Russ.
famous Rick and Russ, Big Russ, and CJ Flash, Almighty CJ Flash,
The Almighty.
the Almighty.
Don't forget that.
Man,
Copywritten.
right? How your brothers been? How you guys? I mean, I want to talk to you about music, production, equipment, sound systems, and all that good stuff.
I miss you, man.
I miss you
haven't
too,
seen
brother.
you, and it's so good to see. I was telling CJ, it's one of the things I was looking forward to is that I get so much energy from you. It almost feels like you're gassing me, but you're just a really happy person.
I
And
am, man.
And I love that feeling. I always
Thank
feel
you.
better after I hang out with you. Man.
Thank you, bro.
You and Norma. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I was this whole week actually. I was saying Norma, I just like a little kid. I've been writing down questions and just when I see you guys DJ and I love watching you guys interact and how you guys compliment DJing. Your blends, man. When you're playing instrumental and then when you're like throwing acapellas, it's magical. I mean, I see other guys do it, but it's the feeling.
That's so funny.
I
you say
love that.
because
And it makes sense. And the thing, and I'm not kissing your ass or blowing smoke. I'm just telling you because I'm a fan and I love our culture.
I love hearing that
And
because
it's
it
dope.
validates me because I have been under the microscope for the last little while because I have not I don't know anything about music, nothing. I don't know notes, I don't know keys, I don't know pitches, I don't know anything.
You the James
You're
Brown
lying.
of DJs.
There you go.
You're lying
No, I
because it
don't-
sounds
I don't
like
know anything.
because sometimes when guys do that, and I don't like to do it because it doesn't make sense. Like the vocals are going up against the melody or the bass line, but the way you layer it,
See, I I do it.
he's lying, right, CJ?
No, I'm not lying. I'm laughing because my musician friends never told me how bad my key structure was when I would lay acapellas over when I'm playing with a live band. when the live band is playing, and I'll drop an acapella over
Ah.
something, and they're looking at me like, "What are you doing?" You know, or I'll take if I'm playing with a 3-piece band and there's no horn, I'll take a horn hit from something that I feel, and I'll play it, and they're looking at me like, "Dude, you're in a what key are you
But
in?"
it makes
and I don't know
sense.
anything about it.
But it makes
So
sense.
it's fun. For you to say that, that makes me feel pretty good.
It makes sense when you're DJing by yourself. When you're with a band, you got a whole different.
It's a whole different.
Yeah. And you know, if they're in G major, you got to play something in relative key.
Well, see, everything is G major to me. So
Now, CJ,
yes,
it's a fucking. You're not from this planet,
That's not true.
bro. The way you play, I love the
Well,
way
you
how
from
you.
Berkeley, that ain't
Yeah,
from this
exactly.
planet.
he's right.
Bro,
He's right.
to,
Yeah, I
to,
guess
to
Berkeley.
play without no headphones and the feeling and the way you're structuring it and going back and forth, and you guys both, that's what I love about it. You guys make it look flawless, and I know that shit's hard, man.
Yeah,
You feel it, man. It's a feeling.
well, that's
And
the
I don't
thing.
get that from a lot of DJs. People forgot to play with feeling.
That's the thing. I
See,
mean,
that's
but you know as well as
Feeling.
we both know, man, once you practice something over and over and over again, it becomes second nature. And it's one of those things, and you've been DJing a long time, you know how to do it. The younger guys, it's something that they'll learn, but I think the technology has gotten us to a point where we can easily be lazy. You know, we don't even pick up the needle to move it across the record anymore.
That's
We're
sad.
pressing buttons. You know, we got turntables without tone arms.
That's crazy.
You know, we the technology. All technology is not necessarily good for the culture of DJing.
Right.
It's convenient,
Right.
yes, and yes, you should know how to use it, but it's not always good for the muscle memory of the craft,
Right.
of what it was set out to be. And so I try to keep it as authentic as I can with a computer. I mean, we are all cheating if you really want to break it down because we have computers, unless we're just doing all vinyl sets. And there's some great things about it, like instant doubles.
Yeah, I like that.
I like the fact that I don't have to burn out my records
Yeah,
anymore.
for sure.
Unless I'm burning out the Serato records.
Right.
You know. But you know, they're you know, so I say all that to say there are some advantages to the technology, but all technology is not good for the muscle memory of DJing.
Man, I'm in awe when I see you guys play. And I'm like, and I love watching. You guys can play for a long time and not lose the tempo. You know what I mean? You guys can play so many different styles and to keep everybody entertained. Especially doing like with the whole pandemic, right? DJing online, it's a different monster,
Yeah.
Much
right?
different. Yeah.
You know, I was working, I was gigging, man, and it just made me feel good.
See, and unlike him, I don't practice.
No,
No, usually when you
He's
see
lying.
me, no, I don't.
really?
He ain't lying.
No, I
He
don't.
ain't practicing. Russ don't
I
practice at all.
never practice.
I've been telling for years, Russ, man, you gotta
Man,
practice, bro.
because
You
the
gotta
way
practice.
you did this blend today, when you were what was that? When you were throwing in Janet Jackson, it just sounded so equal, so even. Because I have my headphones, and I try to do shit like that, and it just doesn't sound. It doesn't. It's not there.
I don't practice at all. I maybe every once in a while when I'm trying to mark records or I'm downloading some stuff, I may play around. Maybe 10, 15 minutes a week at the most. And so when you hear me play, when I'm playing out, I'm just going off the feel. I never know what I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna, you know. And usually, unless it's something that I found during the week, and I say, okay, you know what, CJ might like it. Because what I try to do also is when I'm looking for new records and looking for remixes, I try to find remixes that will impress this dude.
It works.
I will try to find remixes that will impress CJ. If
I
can
love when
play
he
a
gets
version,
excited.
yeah, you know, and I'll do that. But I won't. But I'm not practicing. I'm just, you know, I'm just digging through crates, virtual crates, trying to find certain songs, certain remixes. Because there's some remixes out there that I'm into right now. I like Mark Morrow. I used to like Late Night Tough Guy.
Yeah, I like them too, man.
I used to like, but everything, his recent stuff is so syncopated. It's almost like one of the, you know, those cheating records we used to use.
Yeah, like the
that.
Wicked mixes,
Exactly.
right? That all the post-production.
No shade on Wicked mix,
No.
because Dave Meyer, his stuff was hot. I can't front, but sometimes it's just too
much.
It takes away from the soul of this rich song that they've taken the remix by putting a drum track to it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And it takes an element of soul away from it.
Wow, man, that's just yeah.
So he practices all the time. That's why he could do it blindfolded. And if I practice, I probably could get. No, I'm lying. I can't do what he does.
No, because his beat juggling is right on point, especially because what's really impressive that you're playing music with live drumming. That's a whole fucking different monster. I always tell people that's why I like playing disco and funk.
Yeah.
Because I get to ride the pitch. You know, you don't, and that's when you got to.
So how do you ride? Do you ride the platter or you ride the pitch?
I ride the pitch.
I ride the platter.
You ride the platter?
I'm a platter rider. Yeah.
I used to go like that, but then my friends we're all big fans of Michael Erickson and Cameron Paul. So my homies be like, slap my hand all the time. No, you gotta do it like Cameron Paul and Michael Erickson. Especially my homeboy Richard G. He loved Michael Erickson because of the soul, and I always tell people that I always thought that Michael Erickson was a better DJ. You know, and
technically yes.
Because I love Cameron Paul, what he did, and I know I'm probably gonna get shit, you know, for it. But I was more of a bigger fan of Michael Erickson because I'm more on the soul side of things, right?
Michael Erickson technically was the best DJ I've ever seen.
He was just so flawless, man. Just to see that.
It was all math there. It was all math. I got a chance to work with him and Elvin Bridges for a long time, and then later Don Medine and Lorraine out in Fairfield. But he was very technically. He was spot on. Technically, I haven't seen anybody else like him. But then again, he was also mechanical and very predictable. So sometimes you go out to see him play, like he would play at Deja Vu, and it actually became like the Rocky Horror Picture Show because you knew. But that was the cool part about it. It was like this interactive thing because you knew what he was going to play and you were excited about it. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but it was flawless. It was flawless.
Yeah, those are the pitfalls of being a resident DJ, right, at a club for a long, long time. You know what, man? I'm so happy you guys are here, and also, you know, with our show, we got a chef.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, I didn't forget about you, bro.
It's all good. I was getting into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our executive chef, Eddie Campos of Huevo Creations, along with V.
What's going on?
From V Creations, she's gonna be doing some sweet and delicious food. Chef, can you explain the menu? Because I know
it's a little different this week.
Yeah,
you know what? This menu, it was exciting to me because I know it may not look like it, but I love to cook vegan food. I love it that I could showcase what real vegetables and fruits could do without all the additives to it. So today's menu is really special just because it's vegan, plant forward. There's no soy, there's no corn products. So we are like legit like avocados, carrots, actually using you know, real ginger syrup instead of, you know, kind of like that fructose corn syrup and whatnot. And even our drinks, they're not gonna have no high fructose corn syrup as well. It's gonna have a little bit of sparkling water and some real juices in there as well. So you know what, I'm really excited, and thank you guys for giving this opportunity because there's gonna be a lot of colorful things going on, but with a lot of flavor too. So I appreciate everything.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I'm hungry already.
So what's on the menu? What are you going to start off
right
first?
on.
What are you going to do for our brother?
So
what are you going to do?
First thing is first, everybody loves Shirley Temples, right?
Yes.
But y'all get that nasty, you know, Marciano cherries that are kind of bright red. Everybody puts on the Sundays.
Red dye 27.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We got some real stuff here, right here. There's no, you know, fructose corn syrup. The only syrup that is in there is from the natural juices from the cherries. It's reduced down. And instead of putting, you know, like that 7-Up stuff like that, we can put a little sparkling water. Got some fresh lime in there as well. And we're gonna start you off with that. And then after that, we actually got something right here, a little amuse-bouche.
What? Can you say that again?
Amuse-bouche.
Amuse-bouche. Okay.
We're talking about starter, right?
Amuse-bouche.
Oh man.
Amuse-bouche.
I knew that girl back in the day.
I knew her sister. So we're good.
This right here has butter leaf lettuce, It has yams that we actually cooked. We made into like bacon. Has tomatoes with a little bit of balsamic glaze right on top of that, and then we finish it off with a little bit of lava salt, which is from Hawaii.
Nice.
So we'll start, go ahead and pass those out real quick.
Just break me over some of that moose boosh. Moose boosh. Moosey moosey.
It's like that one song. Say mama, say mama.
Thank you. Mama say, mama say, mama moosey boosh. Nice. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm really
Well,
looking
enjoy,
forward to
man.
some
Let's
of
try
this.
it, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and taste it.
That's a moose boosh.
You know what I mean? I'm not.
So this
I'm
is
not
kind of
shy.
like what I call a BLT, because the bacon that we turn into yams, it's got the lettuce, and actually the mayonnaise on the bottom is with aquafaba. If you guys know what that is, so you get beans and you make that into a mayonnaise. So it's all natural. There's no egg product. There's everything in there is all vegan, and then we used grapeseed oil instead of any kind of canola or anything like that.
This is delicious.
Thank you guys very much.
I'm really impressed.
Shout out to Moose Boosh.
Moose Bush is off the hook. That was good. That mayonnaise was good.
And it's got a little bit of a lemon. What I like to do with a lot of my vegan food is to make the flavors pop out. Is I love citrus because citrus helps out, right? So just kind of like a sparkling water right there, but with a little bit of cherry in there, a little bit of fresh lime. So it's kind of my take on a Shirley Temple.
Saludos, hermano.
Salud.
Salud.
No salute for you.
Salud.
Hey man. Moose
Cephalus, cephalus to you too.
Yes, I'm a booster.
Ooh.
And one thing I like about these cups right here is that
Oh yeah. Talk about these cups,
these
man.
cups are really cool. See if I do a little trick right here. Ready?
Ooh, hey.
So right
Tom
here,
Cruise
these
right
are.
there.
I look like a
Cocktail,
little
huh?
bit,
You
right?
do a little bit, bro.
So these are from Drinique. They're a company out in Arizona. My boy, he hooked me up. He's like, hey, you know what? I heard what you're doing. Let me send you out some stuff. And then this stuff right here is in a lot of the clubs up in Miami, Chicago, New York, Vegas.
Nice.
They're making their way down to the Bay. And in Arizona, they're huge. They're everywhere.
What's the name of the company? again?
Drinique.
Drinique? Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, so check them out. They're on the flyer
We're
too
gonna
on
put
our
them on
page.
we'll put them on our page.
But they're awesome. These things right here, I've made baked Alaskas. I've actually, set something on fire and it didn't melt.
Really?
I put them in the oven for a little bit and it didn't melt. It's just they don't crack, they don't do anything. So you'll see these throughout the show.
Nice.
Alrighty.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
We have the wine tumbler. We have
Yeah, we have the pint glass right here. We have the wine tumbler. We got some shot glasses that V did with the desserts. And just getting some more coming up too.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
So what else we got going on?
Oh, right on. So glad you asked.
oh, cool. A Moose Boosh.
So what we have here too is actually, these look like scallops, right? Like
Yeah.
the fish. It's actually oyster mushroom.
Oh.
So we make this right here, GBD, Golden Brown Delicious. That's my nickname. Back in the day.
That was Tay's stripper name.
I didn't copyright it. And he got it.
See? I told you back in the day, bro.
So I'm gonna plate that up for y'all too. We have that going with an avocado emulsion. Then we also have a little bit of a pico de gallo. It's not gonna look like your average pico de gallo though, because we fancy, right? We bougie.
Right.
We's on moose bouge.
Moose Boosh.
Right? So we
Look at a Moose Boosh starter jacket.
There you go.
You can hold a lot of avocado on mine. I'll just take a little no avocado.
Okay, you got it. Right on.
Just the moose boosh.
All right.
You got the stuff now. Moose boosh and everything.
So we got that right there.
Don't forget to tell us what V's making today, man.
Ooh, what
Oh,
these got
dessert.
is something
Don't
else.
forget to give the producers some over here.
So these right here, you guys good with the onions, tomatoes, and everything? All right. So these right here are orange tomatoes,
Thank you for asking.
of course. So these these onions are marinated in lime, so it'll have a little bit more of a flavor to it, right? So we're gonna go right there.
That looks like it does, man.
It's because we fancy, right?
Look, everything stopped. It's like,
I was just tripping out how you made. I mean, like the way you think, right? To put these ingredients together.
It's like DJing.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's how
exactly.
y'all
Like
make
DJing, man.
The
You
music.
sit there with two of the vegetables and going back and forth.
You got doubles?
My turn. It's my turn.
He got 4s.
I gotta tell you, this is the first carbonated drink I've had since, aside from champagne on my birthday,
Since your birthday.
well, no. As far as, like, no, I haven't had any carbonated drink
Oh wow.
since Mother's Day 2001.
Oh wow.
Did I
But
do
how do you
something
like
bad?
it?
Did I do something bad?
No, I stopped drinking soda. I stopped
Okay,
drinking
then.
soda then, and I just stay away from bubbles at all, except for champagne on my birthday.
All right.
This tastes really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, like
Because you can actually taste the real flavor.
yeah,
Everything is popping out.
it's not all that fake
I
soda
wish they
stuff.
made this in the clubs for the non-drinkers. You know.
Right.
That's the one thing I'm trying to do. Is stay away from that. So this right here called Supremes.
Okay.
So it's basically it's just lime.
Oh.
All right, but it's just cute and they got a fancy name. So I could be there. I could go down to Triple Sub. You want some Supremes?
Get you fucked up.
You ain't ready for some Supremes.
Hey, man, give me some of that Supremes, man. You
Yeah,
got a
man.
nickel bag of that Supremes.
So the Supremes is just basically you get all the pith out of. I kind of gave you guys an example of what we did. So we took out only the actual lime part. So instead of the pith right there, so there's just one clean bite.
It's fancy.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe you could give me some of that fancy stuff. You know what? No. Let's go with this right here.
Like Himalayan.
Oh, we got different rocks right here. What we got here? We got the red clay. We got the pink. Somebody took my shaver. Just kidding. Just wanted to show you guys this real quick. So you guys see a lot that I'll finish with this. This right here is called a finishing salt. So I use that Hawaiian lava salt. It just makes the flavors pop, right? So it's giving that extra little touch to it. It's funny because my boy went to Hawaii. He's like, bro, I seen that shit everywhere. I'm like, hey, I told you. I wasn't joking around when I said that. So this right here is a seared scallop. You know, seared scallop, right? Avocado emulsion with our pico de gallo. It's not like that regular pico de gallo that everybody be seeing, right? It's all flavors. It's just really gonna pop out. Nice, clean flavors is what vegan food's about to me. I'm not all about like that other additives and stuff like that. You're welcome.
Well, we're gonna have to hire you, man.
Let me know.
I'm gonna take this to
Of course.
executive producer.
So is it finger food?
Oh, we have. I'm sorry about that.
No, I was asking.
Oh no. We have little forks and stuff like that. There you go. Give you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's so
You're
pretty.
welcome.
So dainty.
I want to take a picture.
Thank you.
Let's see, you know,
There you go. There you go.
Brooke, you took a picture?
I'm making more for you guys after the show too. There's just little.
Sorry,
teaser.
guys on TV land. I wish you guys could taste this. We're all quiet.
Oh my god.
I wish I tried the wooju.
The boosh boosh.
Wooj woosh?
The booty do?
You know, the booty do.
Is it the booty do?
That's funny. This moose boosh, man. I mean, this. It's
Hey,
not
man.
moose.
I gotta take time what I said about vegan food. This is good.
Nice little clean flavor.
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
Yes, sir. Please.
When I go to a restaurant, I usually get scallops. Or spot on.
Right on. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So these scallops right here are like an oyster mushroom, right? So you get the big old ugly oyster mushroom. You just cut the stem off, and that's how you're making those.
It has the consistency.
Thank you.
That's usually my go-to.
I appreciate that very much.
That was
Bring up the mic.
Really good. Really, really good.
You didn't hear a word I said, but what I was saying is I usually, when I go to a restaurant, I get scallops. Usually, it's one of my go-tos for my main dish. And this was the consistency of this, the flavor, even the texture.
Yeah, it tasted alright.
Yeah. It wasn't. It's not. You don't get the
fishy.
the aromatic
Right.
part of it. But everything else, that was spot on.
Yeah, it was delicious. I love how, and you got that little bite, right? The spiciness.
Did you like it, CJ? What you
loved it.
think?
Oh my
You-
God.
You
I want some
know.
more. I thought he made like a whole.
Oh, he got some.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He got
Okay.
some more.
We're
These
just-
are the taste tests.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is a
okay.
taste test right now.
Oh,
I'm just teasing you guys right now. I just want to
was,
open up your palate so we can get into deep conversation.
Man.
So the next drink right now is we're gonna do a take on a Paloma.
Okay.
Just to
Paloma.
clean it out.
Uh-huh.
Did you want to do a flat water or you want to do a sparkling flat?
Flat,
Yeah. Flat water?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I got you.
This is really good.
You know, I always have a bad when I try vegan food and I went and ate the wrong thing and,
okay.
and it turned me off.
Okay.
But if I was to become vegan for health reasons, I could do this.
Yeah.
This is good.
You know what? It's a mindset. It's a lot of people fight it because they believe that it doesn't taste good,
Right.
or it shouldn't taste good. They think it's just tofu and soy, and that's not the case at all, man. There's so many different ways that you can go with vegan. But when I started, it wasn't a whole lot of recipes because it wasn't a lot of people doing it in the late 80s. It was one of
Wow.
those
So
things.
you've been a vegan since the late 80s?
34 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was
34 years.
this like a religious a thing, or was
You
it
could-
more of
You
a
a,
health
you a
reason?
Jewish, Jewish Jehovah Witness?
No, bro.
Okay.
No. I don't know any Jehovah's Witnesses that are vegan. Do you? No, it was as a matter of fact, I worked at Calix Radio in Berkeley under Natty Prep, and there was a brother that did a segment on the show called Health and Natural Ways, Brother Rock. And so in high school, I was in high school at the time, I had really bad acne. It was horrible. And I didn't understand anything about eating or sugar or anything, but he would have these special guests on his show, and they would just rotate. But this particular week, he was talking about the effects of sugar on the system, and he didn't have a special guest. So he said, "Okay, CJ, I want you to be a part of this. Just come on in and you just chime in and play along." So I played along. I didn't know he was setting me up. So, so what happened was he talked about the effects of sugar, how it attacks the brain, and he talked about sucrose and dextrose and all the different high fructose corn syrups, and so he went on down the line, and at the end of the show he says, "Okay, CJ, this is what I want you to do for the next 7 days. If you accept this challenge, I want you to read every single label before eating anything. It can't have any sugar in it. You can't have anything that says sucrose, anything that says dextrose, none of that. It has to be, you can eat fruit, but you can't eat anything that's been refined in that fashion,
Right.
and drink just regular, at the time, spring water. There was a company called Black Mountain Spring Water.
I remember them, yeah.
Jugs of that.
Yeah.
So I drank that for 7 days. I didn't think anything of it. Man, I can handle this, no
Right.
problem. So I went back. I went through it for 7 days, and then at the end of 7 days, we had to show the following week. It was like, okay, tell the people what you dealt with. I said, for one, I have more energy. For another thing, my acne is all gone.
Wow.
It was 7 days, and I didn't know that was what was causing.
Right.
So I was wide open. I said, "Look, how did you do that?" So he gave me a book called Back to Eden, and the cat that wrote the book was breaking some of the stuff down, but he was okay with dairy products and this, that, and the other. And then he gave me another book by this doctor, Dr. Goss. Dr. Goss broke it all the way down. I was like, "Oh wow, I guess I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of this stuff. I can't eat none of this no more, man." Because I came into that knowledge of, this is not good for me. This is just, it's not going to be, and my father had diabetes and high blood pressure, you name it, he had it. He suffered a stroke, he had a brain aneurysm, all these different things, and everybody around me, I started realizing was, succumbing to health issues. And it was automatic for me at that
Right.
point.
Thing is, I'm gonna go full vegan. That's dope, man.
Yeah, but gradually, so I stopped with the dairy and the meat. I never went back to meat ever. Fish, chicken, none of it.
You don't crave a hamburger, or
No. Now, for years though, for the next 20 years of the start of me being vegan, I dealt with a lot of soy, but that was before I had any information about what soy does to the body and how it blocks you from absorbing certain nutrients and the whole 9 yards. And I got really sick in 2007, but I was eating soy regularly, maybe 3 to 5 times a day. You know, I would have a soy product, and I got really, really sick. Russ was there, and
so you got like allergic reaction to soy then?
it tore me up, and I had symptoms of what one would consider pneumonia. I had a lot of mucus in the, oh, it was bad. It was really, really, really bad. I couldn't move. I was on my back. And we called the same brother that actually turned me on to being vegan, Brother Russ. He used to make these herbal teas. And he made one and brought over a gallon. And I drank that whole gallon that day. And the next day, all the mucus was gone. And I kicked it out. I was about 75%. But, you know, that tea did it.
Right. Wow.
So.
And Russ, and you just became vegan, or you're
Just 15 minutes ago.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm vegan now. No, I don't eat beef.
Okay.
I haven't had pork since '89.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I don't eat beef. But I recently, very recently, the last maybe 6 or 7 months, I've had this random. Well, first of all, I don't have coffee. I haven't had coffee since 2002. I haven't had soda since 2001.
That's dope, man.
I really watch my bread intake.
Gave up cheese a couple of years ago?
No, not a couple years ago. On March 4th of last year, I gave up cheese.
My bad.
Yeah.
It felt like a couple of years ago.
Why no coffee? Is that?
I'm a big
You know why? Because I worked at a company where we got free coffee.
So you drink a lot of it.
And I was drinking 2 or 3, well, maybe 2 cups a day.
Okay.
And then I discovered flavored creamers. I discovered hazelnut creamer.
That's my favorite.
Dude, oh, that was a problem.
But I gotta get it with almond milk.
Then I realized.
I'm
I said, you know what? I just need to stop. And then after the 3rd day that I didn't have any, I had this massive headache, and that's what it hit me. It didn't even hurt as bad as much as it was a revelation to me that I was on drugs and I was coming off of it. You know, I was on the horse right now.
The monkey was on your back.
And after that,
he had whole.
You know, I was like,
somebody give me some coffee.
You know, I'm at the coffee aisle at Safeway, like. But I don't miss it. I still enjoy the smell of coffee.
I have a whole ritual.
And I'm really happy for a lot of my friends who have made careers, like my friend Kaba and his Red Bay company.
I love them. You already know that, Russ. I love me some Red Bay.
I'm really happy for everybody who's in it, but it's not for me anymore.
What about like even decaffeinated or just don't taste the same, or just coffee period?
I don't know. I don't even want to know.
Okay.
I don't even want to know.
It's a gateway drug.
Sure.
But you know what, man? I grew up in my household. We ate bread and we drank soda from little kids. Even café con leche in El Salvador. We always café con leche and a sweet roll. So I grew up like that. But I noticed that I've been trying to, you know, 'cause, man, I'm gonna be 50 this year. So I went to the doctor and he was like, "You gotta stop this," and you know, I realized it was the soda and the bread. And I was telling Norma, I even tell Tay, I go, man, I kick dope, and kicking sugar is harder.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I get cranky. I want to fucking punch everybody.
Right.
It's like I'm kicking meth. Meth was easy, like walking in the park, but sugar, it's in everything.
That's what Brother Rob was talking about when he was schooling me to the effects of sugar. And Dr. Goss wrote it in his book. He said, you know, honestly, it's really a roll of the dice of which is more poisonous to the system: sugar, heroin, or cocaine.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, sugar can really fuck you up, right?
They talked about that. I remember the show That's Incredible?
Yeah.
There was a doctor on there. I don't know if you guys remember this episode, but he was showing how sugar breaks down the system. There was this bodybuilder, I guess, and he was making him resist him. You know, he was holding his hand, he was resisting him, and then he put a cube of sugar on there, and he couldn't resist him. He broke down. His muscles weren't able to resist his pressure.
How do you remember that from That's Incredible?
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah. You know the only thing I remember is Yogi Kuda. When dude
Yogi Kuda, yeah.
That's the only thing I remember.
Yogi Kuda was the man.
How do you remember? That's incredible.
Who else was hosting that show besides Byron Allen?
Fran Tarkenton?
That's right.
No, Byron Allen was on Real People.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Fran Tarkenton, Kathy
Crosby.
Kathy Crosby.
And dude.
Davidson.
Yeah, something Davidson. John
You know,
Davidson.
John Davidson.
I like to tell people sometimes, when I'm talking to CJ and Russ, our minds are filled with useless information.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
day long.
I love it.
Useless information.
I need to purge.
That's
I need to
incredible.
purge.
You need to purge. You
I
should
need
be
to purge.
purged.
I need to purge.
You should be
I
purged.
should be flogged.
You should be flogged.
Well,
No,
let's
see.
see what the chef is doing for us next.
Are you making gumbo?
Man, you making?
Actually, this is my take on jerk
Kettle
chicken,
burn
right?
just flew
It's with
Oh.
cauliflower. So we kind of go
Oh.
there and let it, get a nice char on it, and we finish it off with a little bit of our seasoning. And I have that with a little bit of collard greens and some ginger glazed carrots.
Well, folks, that's the end of the show. We'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for letting us hang out with you. We're out of here.
You know?
Yeah,
You
so
gotta-
like I said, everything that we're doing here is all vegan. Like I said, these right here, pink lemons, are actually a little bit more like different taste than your regular lemon. I like these ones better than a regular lemon, but they're not as good as a Meyer lemon to me.
Right.
Right? They actually come like this. They're this color. They're pretty.
Are
dope.
they California?
I would say I only seen them in California. I travel a lot. I never seen it anywhere else.
No.
I like using different kinds of like citrus, just because people never seen it and it just brings out different flavors.
Nice.
Right. So these collard greens actually V made. She got down on them.
There's no ham hock in there, but I did my best.
Oh, V, that looks delicious.
I like
All
that.
right.
I
Oh, I love.
Thank you, Mr. Mortimer.
And it's funny because a lot of places you go to, you can't get vegan collard greens, right?
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right.
Don't
You
get me
with
wrong.
you
like
can get them with turkey.
yeah, you can't get them with turkey. Like some people use like turkey necks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
smoked turkey.
Yeah, but me, I like the bad stuff in life. I'm trying to change my ways, but
You know what's funny about it's just all hitting me, Brother Reese. We have been talking about coming down here, doing a show with you guys, and cooking in the whole 9 yards
Yeah.
for about 5 to 7
Yeah.
years now.
Yeah.
And here it is.
You know, man, I always say that, that when you put it out in the universe will answer you. Maybe not right then and there,
Right.
but it will happen.
And this is dope, man.
Man, I'm excited you guys are here. Yeah, just
We're excited to be here.
it's so
Now,
dope.
now, what is that you finished
this
it
is
with?
my house jerk seasoning that I use.
Okay.
Oh, you think you're bad and bougie, huh?
Yeah, a lot of
Hey, I make almost boosh, bro.
Eddie, you make a lot of your own seasoning and
I
sauces.
make a lot of my own seasoning, a lot of my own rubs, sauces. That's just the way I was trained classically. I went to the school up in San Francisco about 20 years ago.
Nice.
So, a little something.
Hey, I heard a rumor that you cooked with Wolfgang Puck or Puck Wolfgang.
I've done
No,
caterings with
Puck
him.
Puck from MTV.
I've done caterings with
Puck
him.
from Marvel.
I've done the Raiders, the Warriors, the A's. They fly me out like to around the nation just to go cook.
Now, are your sauces and stuff available online?
They aren't.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, they
Not
aren't.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
So
I
are we
don't mind
going?
sharing though. I'm
are
not one
you-
of those guys like, oh no.
Are you gonna go that route? Are you gonna start selling your seasonings and sauces? Or
It's funny you say that because one of my old catering managers wanted me to do my own book for a while with all my recipes. But I just kind of haven't had the time, to be honest.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I would buy a cookbook from a brother my size. I would do that.
You can trust them, right?
I would do that. I'm like, I want what he's eating.
He's eating good.
All right, y'all.
So, chef,
Yes, sir.
you grill these on the grill?
Yeah, I
And-
grilled
and
them right
smoke
here.
them a little bit.
Mhm.
Oh,
You have this little smoking box right here. Use some of the pellets, and I just let it go.
Nice.
So you can get
Give
a
that
little bit of
smoky
smoke,
flavor.
a little smoke char flavor on there. I'm gonna just go ahead and hand these
Give that
out.
brother nothing first, man.
missed our drink.
Thank you.
Oh, do you know what?
Oh, yeah, the drink.
I got so excited about the food.
Tell us about the drink.
So this drink is a take on Paloma. I did you guys do a flat water, but it just has a lot of citrus in it, right?
Okay.
And it has a little bit of sugar on the rim, just to let you guys know ahead of time. If
After
you guys
we
want a
done talked
straw,
about the effects of sugar.
I know, but if you guys got a straw, so you don't got to get the sugar,
Okay.
there you guys go.
Hey Eddie, remember earlier you were asking me about a song CJ had worked on. You
There
couldn't
was a
remember.
famous, well, there's probably been a lot
What are
of
some
famous
of the
songs.
songs you've worked on? Some of the music you've worked on in your production career.
Because I don't remember. I don't remember it now. Like
He
now
said
that
he
you're
read it
here,
somewhere.
I kind of got like a little. I don't remember. Dude. Come on, it wasn't Tom Club. It was something like
Timex Social Club.
Time. There you go. Rumors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what it was. Rumors. There you go.
So that's a very interesting story. And
I want to hear about this.
so the Timex Social Club was
You
actually
talk,
a
I'ma eat.
group that was spawned out of Berkeley High. It was Michael Marshall, Marcus Thompson, I think Kevin Moore joined later, Alex Hill, and a couple other guys. I think Pat Davis was with them for a minute. Yeah, and they put together this group as a spoof on The Time.
Ah.
And they performed at a couple of talent shows, but Michael Marshall had been singing at all the talent shows, so people knew who he was on the campus, and so he had built up a lot of momentum. But they came up with this song. Marcus wrote the lyrics, Mike wrote the melody, if I'm not mistaken, and they came up with this song called "Rumors" in '83, and it was only on a 4-track cassette, and they gave the cassette to Natty Prep. I mentioned him earlier. He was responsible for music for the people on Calex at the time. And Natty heard the record and the cassette, and he was like, "You guys don't understand what you have on your hand. This is a hit." So 1983, from then on, every Sunday he would play this cassette of this song, this 4-track version of this song, and it got the attention of a J. King, and J. King put up the money for them to go into the studio. At the time, Denzel and Thomas McElroy and Denzel Foster worked on the production for Rumors, and that's how that particular song came about. J. King put it out under his record company, but didn't really educate the young men about the business. And he kept the publishing and ran off. And
fucked up.
Hey man, folks have been doing that for a long time, and he wasn't immune to it, but that's what ended up happening. But the group signed with Daniel Records. Before they signed with Daniel Records, I believe they went on tour with Run DMC. But as they signed, they wanted to stay on tour with Run DMC, but they needed to get back to complete the album, and they were at odds. So the group ended up breaking up, and Michael finished the record, and that's when I came in.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I helped to write a couple of songs on that album. Just Kicking It was one of them. The other one was the Natty Prep 360. So I worked on some production. Jay Logan, though, out of Richmond, he's the one that helped produce that record. And so it was Michael, Jay, me, Natty, and that happened at Fantasy Records. That's how we met Hammer. Hammer was in the studio across the way doing some stuff when he was called the Holy Ghost Boy. And that's how I met Hammer. The same way, yeah. That was 1986.
You know what? Those records were mixed well, man.
Yeah.
When you would hear on a sound system back in those days, like on an EV sound system or JBL or Surin Vega. We all love our fucking bass, but they sound clean, man.
Yeah.
I was watching the clip on YouTube with Cameron Paul was mixing at Club 412, and he was playing Rumors, and the way it just sounded.
That record, the way that they mixed the original 12-inch was dope. Big shout out to Steve. Steve worked on that record.
Did you get a chance to be part of the when you're?
No, actually, I was when I think they were in the studio for 3 days with that record. But I have some of the original 4-track mixes on a cassette. It's in the archive. So, but I wasn't there for that.
Where's the stems?
Yeah, I wish they. We never owned the masters. That was something that J. King kept along with the publishing.
Wow.
So he owned the master to that session. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Thank you for sharing that story.
Absolutely. And there's layers to the story, because after that, the group went on to we were working on a second album, Michael and I, and Natty Prep. We were working on a second album that never came out. So we had some stuff, and then we found out that there was a producer that wrote 5 songs for us that we never got because the record company didn't pay for them. And I didn't confirm it until maybe about 5 years ago that this producer was the actual person that worked on the songs. It was Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley wrote 5 songs for the Timex Social Club that we never got.
So I remember hearing on one of your shows a while back, and you asked him if you know, so I want to say that his sound kind of inspired New Jack Swing, right?
It did.
It was
It
kind of
did.
like then,
He
you know, it's
said-
like kind of the beginning, right? Because the whole keyboard work, that's right.
He said that because I asked him, he said, "Yeah, man. Not only did I want to, not only did I write those songs, I wanted to be in the band because I figured I could get
What?
I figured I could get my
Eddie.
music out that way if I was a keyboard player for the Timex Social Club." I said, "Okay, well, wow, that's interesting. Well, what were the 5 songs?" So he named a couple of songs, and one of the songs was "Girl, I Got My Eye on You" by Today.
Wow.
But the last song he named was "Just Got Paid."
Johnny Kemp.
Just Got Paid.
Wow.
Just Got Paid. He said he
You
wrote
guys heard it
for
right
Timex, but we never got it. The record company didn't pay for it, so he tried to give it to Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat didn't want it. He ended up giving it to Johnny Kemp.
That's crazy, dude.
No, prior to your, you've done a transition. Prior to DJing, you was dancing. You
Yeah,
was
oh
a
yeah,
dancer.
yeah,
You
yeah.
was boogalooing.
Yeah, yeah. You know, back then I had my hand in everything. We figured, you know, hip hop was here to stay, and
Right.
we just wanted to be a part of it. And so b-boying was our thing.
Went along with it.
I was born in Richmond. So for the first 7 years of my life, we lived in Richmond. And I remember the Richmond talent shows because there were a bunch of dancers all around.
Right.
And I remember hearing about the Black Resurgence and all these guys that just danced. So dancing was a big thing with us. And then I moved to Oakland and then Berkeley about the 5th grade. And I met this guy, but my cousin still stayed in Richmond. Big shout out to J-Bo. J-Bo lived in Richmond still, and J-Bo was roboting at the time. So he was with a group, and they were doing some stuff. And so I would go out there and visit him, and he started showing me group moves. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Okay, all right, cool. So I learned some of that stuff, and I met this guy named Verndale Dotson, and he ran a group called the UFOs.
Right.
And there were two. There was a older dude's UFO and the baby UFOs. And I was young enough to be in the baby UFOs. But I showed him some stuff. He's like, "Oh, can I use that?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I don't care. It ain't mine.
Right.
I'm just showing you what I know how to do." He's like, "You want to be in a group?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" And that's how I became a
Henceforth,
UFO.
yes, you was a dancer. Ah.
Yeah. So some footage somewhere out there
Just
on
some on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, just this.
What was your
All I
name?
know is
You was Dr. Mysterious.
Dr. Mysterious.
Dr.
I had to
Mysterious.
come up with a name because everybody
Everybody
had
a
all
puppet
these
name.
boogaloo names, and I had struggled with names my whole coming up as a kid. I never liked my birth name was Chris. I never liked that. I couldn't stand because it didn't. I had a next door neighbor named Buddy, and I thought Buddy was a cool name to have. I need a name like that.
So everybody
Buddy.
just started calling you by your initials.
Bominicious.
Yeah, everybody call him
They call me
Bominicious.
Bominicious.
They call
That's
him
right.
Bominicious. You can call
I
him
made him call me Bominicious because 4th, 5th, and 6th grade there was always a Chris in the same
Right.
class, and he was always more popular than me. I hated that.
Should have
Always
told
got
him
on
Little
my nerves.
Shifter, bro.
And so Little Shifter, Little Shifter. That was around the same. I'm glad you brought that up.
I would have called me Little Shifter,
Little
homie.
Shifter. Oh, that would have been so funny. Oh, my father's turned over his grave, dying laughing right now. Yeah, boy, I was trying to call you Little Shifter. You wouldn't listen. No, but yeah, I made people call me Bominicious. Because
Okay, there's a whole bunch of people that
I
don't
know
get this right now.
Bominicious. So you got to go look up Cedric the Entertainer's joke about Bominicious.
Yeah.
But it's funny because his name is CJ when he talks about the joke. And that night we performed with him a few years ago at the Paramount. Big shout out to Bay Area Productions who put that on. I told him, I went up to him after, I was like, you know what? My real name is CJ. And he started laughing
He got it.
because that's a part of the joke. So anyway, but I said all that to say I made people start calling me CJ. And this cat who used to cap on me all the time, he was like, "Man, you a mark. Ain't nobody ever gonna call you CJ."
a mark.
Yeah, he called me a mark. He had the whole class laughing. "Oh, that's funny. He ain't gonna call you CJ." That's all the people call me now. So.
Yeah, that's what everybody call you.
Hilarious. But that's how I became. So that was one of my first I had a bunch of little nicknames that never stuck. There was a name ICC. I thought I was icy. At the time, we were saying icy. So ICC. And I wrote it on the side of the building at school
You
in
glad
big
that
letters,
stuck.
ICC. Nobody knew what the hell it was. It was me.
Yeah.
So sorry, Longfellow Middle School. It was ICC was me. Can't do nothing about it now, but that was
That's your
me.
limitations, right?
Right. ICC. So, but how I got CJ Flash was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five had a song out called "It's Nasty."
Right.
And my brother, who he became my brother, I've been knowing him forever. Kevin Taplin, big shout out to you, brother. He was walking down the hallway, we were passing each other. But the line in the Grandmaster Flash song is DJ Flash cut so mean that he wants to know your favorite gene. Is it Jordache? How about Sergio? You know.
Right.
So because I made everybody call me Bominicious, people had been calling me CJ at the time. So I walked by Kevin one day. He saw me. He was like, CJ Flash cut so mean that he wants to know your favorite gene. I had no idea I was going to be a DJ at that point. I didn't even know what DJ.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy how it all happened.
When did you start DJing? What year was this?
83.
Oh.
82, 83 was about the time where I started dabbling in stuff. And I got hip to, I didn't even know what mixing was until this cat, Terrence Marley, rest in peace. He said, he used to record from K-Poo. They would always record from K-Poo. K-Poo would play all of the hip hop stuff that came out.
It's like our version of K-Day, right?
Uh-huh. And so, about that time, it was summertime, I don't know, maybe 81 or so. And he said, you want to hear a mix? I was like, what the hell is a mix? And he pressed the button and I say 1 for the trouble, 2 for the time. Well, come on, girl, let's rock that bit. It was a Grandmaster Flash and the Adventures of Wheels of Steel.
Right, correct.
And it blew my mind. I had no idea how he did it, but I knew I wanted to do it. I was like, I couldn't watch him. There was no videos about that kind of stuff. There was no YouTube. There wasn't any of that. And I knew about guys with 2 turntables. My father was a DJ, but he wasn't a DJ. He was a personality.
Right.
And he had a lot of records, but
He was Big Shifter.
He was Big Shifter.
Big Shifter.
Big Shifter.
We love you, Big Shifter.
Big Shifter was a DJ.
Okay.
But he would just let the record fade out and he put on the next record and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. But and so once I figured out what DJs did, I was in. I knew I loved music. I knew he had a bunch of records that he wouldn't let me touch. So I started going to collect my own.
All right.
And I wanted to figure out how what I heard sonically, I wanted to figure out how to duplicate it or recreate it. And so I started kind of moving around guys from the neighborhood that were quote unquote DJs. And most of the DJs didn't have 2 turntables at the time. They had a turntable and a cassette player, or a turntable and a Walkman and a cassette player, or 2 turntables and a mixer with the buttons with no pitch. And those were the guys I kind of started following around. And then I met some guys, Tyrannus and Ruben. And these guys changed my life forever.
Back up. Tyrannus?
Tyrannus.
Okay.
Tyrannus Roll.
I just want to be clear.
That's his real name.
Yeah, that's his real name,
Okay.
Tyrannus. Tyrone. His last name is Roll. And Ruben Offit. And then I met Gary and Orlando. Gary and Orlando had 2 turntables, but I gravitated towards Ty and Ruben because they followed DJs from LA. And they knew how to, even with the Radio Shack mixers with the buttons on them, they knew how to do tricks. Like they would track and tread. The record would be playing in front and they would bring the record back and let it go like that. And I was like, how in the hell are y'all doing this? What is... He was like, okay, I'm gonna give you an assignment. So one day, they made the mistake of doing a house party, maybe about a mile from my house. But back then, nobody had cars. We were all 14, 15 years old. And they had some B200s. So the B200s had the straight tone on them, techniques.
I remember those.
And they had the little dial pitch. And I heard them one Sunday morning. They had a party Saturday night, and they were walking down my block with a basket with all their records and turntables. And I was like, where the hell are y'all going? It was like, we just finished the party. We left it there that night, but we coming back and we're taking it home. It's like, well, y'all can leave it here. And they said, okay. And they left the turntables at my house. They left the turntables at my house.
Oh, wow.
Mistake.
That's all you thought about.
That was it.
Then you took their parties.
That was it. That's it. Well, I didn't tell you. Actually, I worked with them. They actually helped to put me on.
Okay.
So
cool.
they were really, really gracious, man. I love those cats to life. But that was like 84. 84.
Yeah. You were about that time too, weren't you, Russ, when you started spinning?
Probably 82 was the first time that I actually I learned how to I learned what a mixer was, a crossfader. The first time I saw a DJ was at a high school dance, and it was probably 1980, and I went to me and my neighbor friend. My names aren't as good as Tyrannus, but
Kevin.
No, actually, it's got some substance to it. Leroy.
Okay.
My home. We took 2 buses across town to a high school dance, a girls' high school dance called Cathedral. And
In the city?
In the city.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine went there from church. She went there, and so she got us bids so we could go to the dance. We went over there. And it was, you're already bugging out because it's all these girls. But then I saw this DJ on the stage, and he was playing the music, but it wasn't ending. The songs wouldn't end. They would go into the next song, and then the next song. And so my boy's like, yo, we got to go talk. I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm looking at this right here. And I was blown away. My mouth was hanging open, and it was Dr. Funk.
Ah.
And he had 2 turntables on one side.
Dr. Funk?
Real name?
He has many.
His government. Does he have
His
a
government name? Miguel Fonseca.
Okay.
Call him by my initials.
Yeah. I just want to
Miguel.
make people
Well, I could call him MF.
Did he do radio? Did he ever do radio?
He did lots of radio. Yeah, he was pioneering actually.
Okay.
He was
what I
on
thought.
before Michael Erickson. Yeah, he was on. Miguel Fonseca was the biggest DJ in California, not Northern California, not the Bay Area, in California.
Yeah, because I remember him.
He had everything on lock. It was called Dr. Funk and Funk Productions. He had 6 guys on stage with him, and they would do skits, and sometimes there was a couple of the brothers could sing, so they would sing the slow jams.
He had a show.
They had a show,
Okay.
and he was like the Pied Piper. No matter, it's not where the dance was; it's where's funk gonna be.
Right.
And then so Fridays and Saturdays, you try to figure out where he was gonna play, and then on Sundays, he would be in Golden Gate Park, skating in Golden Gate Park with a big boom box and a wagon, with maybe 400 or 500 people following him.
Damn. So he literally Pied Piper.
Yeah.
He was before R. Kelly.
He became High Top,
Right.
and then he became. Now his new name is Alfonso Starr. So he's had a few iterations, but I owe
He's like reinventing himself,
I owe everything to, and so many DJs in the city. We all owe it to Miguel.
So did he mentor you at that point when you first?
He didn't know, not at
Okay.
all. Miguel didn't. No. The first person who showed me what to do was Eddie Hackett, and he was a DJ at Tropical Gardens, was a rotary rink in San Francisco on South Van Ness, and he actually went to our church, and I heard about him being a DJ, but I didn't know. And then one day after church, his mother and my mother were family friends, so they invited us over for a meal after church. And he happened to be in his bedroom, and he was DJing, and I said, I'm knocking on the door. I'm like, please, can I please? I want to see what you're doing. And he had a coffin, and he had turntables set up in a mixer. And I said, so how does that get from there to here? How does that work? And he says, okay, I'll show you. And he showed me. He says, now you try it. And he put in a TDK SAX 90, and he let me go back and forth. And I still have that cassette. It was brown. It was a brown TDK SAX. It's the first time I was ever on turntable.
So when did your friendship with Michael Erickson start?
Years later, because once I got the bug, like CJ, once I got the bug, it was a wrap. And I got my SL 120 Techniques turntables.
Wow.
I had a realistic mixer.
With the crossfader or without?
Well, without at first, and then click in the middle. Well, first I was, long before that, way before that, I was a pause mixer.
Right.
I would record records off the radio and pause mix and then stand and do my thing. Then I got my job at Kentucky Fried Chicken and bought one turntable, from Pacific Stereo.
Pacific Stereo.
Then I got another turntable from Stephen Matthew Davis,
Yes.
Top of the Hill, Daly
Top of the
City.
Hill, Daly
Yes.
City.
And I
It was
went
literally
right down to
on the
Radio
top of the
Shack and
hill.
got another mixer. And I just figured it all out.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me, and there was some other cats in the neighborhood. And the cats in my neighborhood saw me doing it and they wanted to learn. So we created this group called JSOG, which is the Jewel Street Organization of Gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another crew on the other side of the hill. They were called the Renegades of Funk before Africa Mabata did.
Right, right.
So we combined forces. And it was JSOG Productions, the Renegades of Funk. And we got down and we did house parties and so many house parties. I mean, I was one house party. We had it set up in a closet. We played all night long. It was cracking. At the end of the night, I got paid $15 in a nickel bag. I didn't even smoke.
What did you get?
$15 in a nickel bag.
Oh, and the nickel bag. I
And
thought
a
it was
nickel
just
bag.
$50 worth of nickel bag.
No.
Oh, so they gave you a nickel
$15
bag.
and a nickel bag.
So what'd you do with who'd you give the nickel bag to? Incriminate somebody.
Keith Dodds. I'm incriminating him because he negotiated the deal. And
For some reason, I was thinking Rick, but go ahead.
no, not Rick. Rick never indulged that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
it would have been some.
his hands was full.
Yes, it would have been some Puerto Rican rum. Boom. In there.
And then, so JSOG got really popular. We started to get really good and get popular, and we got in some DJ battles and did okay until we came up against Raul Racinos, Eric's brother.
Who is Eric?
Eric is Mind Motion,
Correct.
or some people know him as My Emotion, or I like to call him Rico Swollen.
Yeah, and his brother is EFX.
Yes, his brother is the acclaimed
and you guys,
EFX.
and you guys battled him.
Not
Correct.
for long.
Well,
What happened?
go ahead, tell the story.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, it was a battle, and we had rehearsed this whole situation. We had 7 turntables. 7 turntables, and we had it down. At the house, it was great. At the house, it was great.
7 turntables. How many DJs? 3?
4.
4 DJs, 7 turntables.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just him. And he had 2 turntables together, and then a mixer in the front.
Yeah, like the New
Yeah.
York club
Yeah.
sound, right?
He has a mixer in the front. We're like, what is he doing? He's a joke. And, it was just, he ate us up. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close because we got off and we wanted it louder than it should have been. Should have been louder than it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants theirs louder. They turn it up. It's distorted. It's offbeat. It was awful. It was the world's fastest battle.
And then, did that force you into El Rusal?
No, it did not. No, it did not.
Explain
Yeah,
to
what is
everybody
El
who
Rusal?
El Rusal is.
Okay, let me answer your question real quick about Michael Erickson.
Oh, yes, please.
So
I'm sorry.
JSOG, then we separated from Renegades of Funk after that because it wasn't. It just
Yeah,
we
that
just
name
couldn't.
was so dope.
We just couldn't do two things. And then I started getting a lot of the parties down in San Jose, and I started getting a name for myself. And then Michael Erickson hired me to join Fantasy Productions.
And that was his.
Fantasy Productions, him and Elvin Bridges III.
That was the first time I seen you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then later on, I developed this love affair with house music.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, and one of my guys that I grew up with, Martel and Nabil, they were just huge house promoters in the area, but they would never hire us.
You're friends with Martel?
Yeah.
He used to do
we
that
grew-
party release at 10
Yeah, release. Yeah, 5 foot tongue.
Legendary. Me and Norma used to go there.
5 foot tongue. Don't sit on the furniture. Yeah, all those. But release was a legendary party, and
Yeah.
I wanted to play there. He would never hire me because I'm doing all the hood stuff. He would never hire me. I don't want you on I don't want your name on flyer, Russ. That's not the element I want to. So I decided to come up with another name, and so I came up with El Roussel.
El Roussel.
Yes, playing house music, and Ricky's name was Ricky Bear.
Ricky Bear.
Yeah. It was El Roussel and Ricky Bear. We started doing Snowdrift, started doing all these other clubs.
Wow.
And then we finally got the promoters, the guys who do the booking at release. They hired us, and I never told them. So we're downstairs in the cool basement room,
Oh, I love that room.
and we're just getting down. And Martel walks in, He says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm DJing." "Where?" He said, "Right there. That's me DJing." He said, "No, it's not." I said, "Yes, it is." He said, "Who's that Russell?" I said, "Ta-da!" It was really funny. We got a chance. We played Chicago. We did a lot of house music. I loved house music. I still love house music. Matter of fact, one of the things I miss most about the pandemic and the quarantine is one of my favorite gigs of the year is Oakland Pride.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I work for one of the gigs that we have. We work for Get Tested Oakland, and they have a testing station out there with the mobile testing sites, and with CVS and Walgreens, they're all set up in this little. They take over a parking lot, and we set up there, and they have refreshments, and everybody hangs out there, and I just play house music all day long.
Oh, that must be fun.
All night long.
All day long, and I could play whatever I want to play, and it is so liberating. And it's a trip when you see people who they may be accompanying somebody at Pride,
Right.
but they see you at Pride, and they're like, "Hey man, I'm doing my thing right now. You want to get in, get in."
Right.
So once a year, you get to be El Rusa.
Exactly.
I gotta go experience it.
And it is so much fun because I just run the gamut to soulful house, to Afro house, to classic house, to really funky disco, and just oh man, it's a lot of
That's
fun.
what I love about hearing you guys play, because you guys really, like sometimes I like you guys' knowledge of underground, R&B, because that's what disco and house is. This is R&B, up-tempo R&B. Let's put it out there, but you guys sound very New York. Like compared to some of the DJs that I grew up here, and I kind of get mad at them. Like, what the fuck? Why we weren't playing those records from West End, Prelude? Because here in San Jose it was very high energy driven or freestyle.
Right.
It actually still is like that. So then when I talk to other guys about those labels, they might know a few,
Right.
but they don't know
Because they sound good.
Yeah.
man, they still
They
to
sound
this
good. They're
day, they
good
sound
records. And I discovered it. I discovered it through fashion shows. That's how I discovered it.
okay.
Okay.
There was a guy at my church who was a designer, and he would do fashion shows. And as I became maybe 12, 13 years old, he would ask us, me and my partner Reggie, he'd ask us, "Hey, I need help at the fashion shows. You guys want to make a little extra money on the weekend?" I said, "Sure, yeah, I'll go, whatever." I had no idea what it was. And we go, and that was interesting, because that was the first time I saw a nude woman in person. I was like, and he's going to pay me for this? Okay. But I started to pay attention to this music, started to touch me.
Right.
So what is this? What is this music? What is this music? And I started to really get hip to it. And then I started to understand the gospel influences from the roots of it.
That's
True.
And, Many Clouds of Joy. My favorite to this day is Good Life.
I love that. That's a great record.
These songs, if you just stop and listen to them, it's gospel music.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's where my love came from. And I started really getting into it. I started following certain DJs like Derek Carter and
Yes.
Gene Ferris. And
Yeah, Gene Ferris is another.
I just started, getting. I wasn't really into Larry Levan until after the fact.
Right.
But I'm so appreciative of everything he's offered. And I just started following that and started to figure out my own house voice.
Right.
So I had 2 or 3 different things, because I was in love with house music. I was in love with dance hall. I was in love with hip hop. I was in love with R&B. So I had all these things, which is what makes. That's why you get this gumbo that we do on Fridays, the extravaganza. It's because I'm just letting it. Yeah, I'm just touching it. I'm just letting it all out there.
You could just feel the love and you hear the love, and then I love when you guys conversate, But to me, the best part of the whole show is when you guys are playing, because as a lover of music, I get to learn about other tracks that I never even knew that existed. Like Tay's he's my go-to guy. I always like, hey, did they play this on KS? Because that's the only reference I have is KSOL and Soul Train. And my dad loved watching American Bandstand, but my brother and I were like, "You want to see the negritos?" You know, because I play drums. So we didn't know how to say soul. Well, in Spanish it's alma, but it's kind of hard to say when like we would talk to our uncles and aunts. They're like, "Oh, te gusta," you know, in El Salvador they love rock, and we're like, "Fuck no, we fucking James Brown." And,
Right.
Because we grew up with Chicanos and African Americans, so and we're like, and we would tell them, "Nosotros gustamos in Spanish that we like soul music, música de alma." You know, what's that? And then and I would tell them R&B, but in Spanish. But then once I started telling them, Michael Jackson, so I had to give out artists. They're like, "Oh, música de los negritos." So for them, it's soul music. You know? So I would always ask, "Hey, did they play this, on the radio?" Because I didn't know, I just remember going to the record store with my dad. He loved to go to the Rainbow Records and see the top 20 or 40. Yeah. The 45, that was his thing. And he would buy us, records and stuff.
For the most part, yes, the music that we play is from the airwaves, but a lot of it is club stuff. Yeah. A lot of it is stuff that just worked in the parties, just worked in the clubs, because. No, KSOL did not play Automatic by Freestyle. KSOL did not play that, But KSOL played You're the One for Me by D-Train. Yeah. But the the clubs that used to really just set the bar when we were really young were the Palladium. And
Dr. K.
Yeah, Dr. K. That dude was a magician.
Yeah.
Just a technical magician.
Flawless.
God. Yeah, just a magician, man.
It's crazy.
We're too young. We were too young to go to Silks, but I used to hear nothing. Everybody was talking about, "You gotta go to Silks. Gotta go to Silks." And I didn't really get a chance to go when it was in its heyday.
Who was spinning at Silks? That's Oakland, right?
Yeah, it was Emerville.
Emerville.
You know where the public market is now?
Right. I was gonna say that was the building. Who was spinning?
Nate McDowell he ran the back room.
Mr. Z.
Mr. Z. Yes.
Okay.
And not to be confused with no, let me stop.
Because I met you guys at the Palladium. Well, yeah, I had heard about you from the Palladium from Peter.
Yeah, Seven.
Peter was going there. And I don't know how the hell y'all met Peter. Peter's just that way. Peter,
I don't remember when I met Hazley. I don't remember.
And then he kept telling me, "Man, there's these dudes at the Palladium. There's these dudes at the Palladium. It's a crew of them." We had our own crew, and that was the thing. You go and you see who could party the most. Yeah. And then I remember seeing you guys at the Palladium, but when I really got to meet you guys you were spinning at San Jose State for the shorts contest. Shout out to Kurt for winning the shorts contest.
You're part of.
He was with Michael Erickson that night.
Yeah, but what was that Simon Production?
No,
Club Simon.
They hired them.
They hired them.
Oh, yeah, they hired them.
Shout out to the wig man.
And that's when, you see me and Russ go back and forth. That is nothing compared to the way me, my buddy Pat, and Rick and Ehrlich would go at it. I mean, we couldn't even say hi before we was talking crazy to each other.
Really?
"Oh, you so ugly, and look at, you this, that, and the third." And that's the way our relationship is based on. If we don't do that, if Russ didn't say something like that to me, I'd be like, "Dude, you all right?
I talked to Ehrlich yesterday, by the way.
Ehrlich, how's that guy do?
He's good. He's in Boston.
Shout out to Ehrlich, man.
We would go at it, dude. As soon as we saw each other, it wasn't, "Hey, how you doing?" It was, "Oh, dude, look at what he got on, and look at his hair, and he's so ugly." And we was just going at it, man. And that was how I got, that's how our friendship.
So this is how you guys connected.
It was just a gradual friendship, because we had we just kind of became friends.
That's so.
Yeah, I think we were the only crew from San Francisco that came down to San Jose.
Yep.
That's got to be what, 85, 86?
Yeah, I guess.
Because I remember
even before that, because them shorts parties were
83, 84.
Yeah, Wigman was doing San Jose State about 83.
When did the Woo come out?
See, now I think that
was like 85, 86. 'Cause I remember we would hear about those parties, as a kid in the hood, right?
I would say about 85.
And then you guys used to play the what's that one, the Sir Mix-a-Lot's first record.
Oh yeah.
My friends was like,
Square Dance Rap.
Yeah, they would come back like, "We just heard it at the shorts party," and they would buy the record and bring it,
Sir Mix-a-Lot. They would bring Sir Mix-a-Lot out. They bring Egyptian Lover.
Yep.
Yeah. They brought all the cats out there.
Yeah, because originally, Greg Iceman, he was doing the San Jose State parties, and then they brought in Hector. Hassan, I'm sorry.
Hassan.
DJ Hassan.
Yeah, they brought in Hassan, and he kind of started, that's when he got his chops from, when he was doing all the parties for anytime the Sigmas or Harry Club Simon threw a party, they started hiring Hassan.
Hassan was like a like a comic hero for us. You know, when we were
He's
kids.
incredible, dude. He
was a good DJ, man.
He was a
Because
good
you know,
DJ.
I grew
He
up
was
in
good
South
dude.
San Jose, so he lived like down the way, and he went to Andrew Hill, and he would make these tapes, and our older brothers, our friends' older brothers were bringing him, playing from him, and he was doing crazy trick mixing.
He was good. Another brother who did not really get enough shine, I thought, was Rex Freeman.
Rex Freeman. Yep.
Yeah,
And he was in Vallejo.
He was in Vallejo.
He was in Vallejo.
Rex Freeman and Jerry O.
Yep.
I remember Jerry O because
I remember
I jumped the fence to go see him play at Phoebe Cooper's.
Wow.
I wasn't old enough,
Is that
but there was
the
a
one?
fence.
Is that the one where your boy got caught on the
Yeah,
fence?
my stupid homie jumped the fence like a lady, bro, and they had these spikes.
Oh.
And we were all fucked up. This is when I used to party, right? He goes over like this instead of just
Right.
come on, man, like you're running from the police. No, he jumps over like that and it pops one of his balls. Bro.
Oh.
So me and my homeboy Carlos were on the other side, and I pick up my boy James. I go, yo, we just made it over here, and I can hear him like we picked him. You can hear him go. And, he goes, oh, and we pushed him over, and we told our other friend, take him to the hospital. He's like, aren't you guys coming? We're like, fuck no, man, this is Jerry O playing.
Friend are you?
Some friend.
Yeah,
Some friend.
Yeah, that night though was dope, bro.
Wow.
Russ, you've done a lot of behind the scenes work, bro. I mean, just today I found out you went on tour with the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, I
did
didn't
not
know what was all that about.
What? Were you with them or were you with somebody opening? What were you doing?
Well, the Black Eyed Peas used to play the Bay Area all the time.
Right.
All the time. They played Decca. They played all the small hip hop clubs, and I was kind of known. I was making a name for myself, and so when people would come in town, we would all hook up. But it wouldn't be just hip hop people. It would be India Davenport. It would be all sorts of people that I would get to hang out and play with or DJ with.
India was lead singer for
The Brand New Heavies.
Brand New Heavies.
Yes. And I just got a chance to meet a lot of cool people. I met a lot of assholes too, but a lot of cool people. And I go out on the road with them. And then later on, when careers changed, I started working for Universal Music Group.
right.
And Interscope was my label that I dealt with. So all the A&M and DreamWorks stuff, I would just deal with those artists, and they were all, some of them were my friends, like the Black Eyed Peas.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
So
Hey,
you became
we got
friends.
some dessert right here, man.
Oh, let's
Right.
show 'em. I didn't already had some.
Whoa!
Here, talk
I didn't
about what
already
you
have
did
some.
for us today. Here, let me give you this. Let's talk about this. V, man. Oh, that looks hella fancy.
So today, to cater to vegan and gluten-free, so I did a take on a Black Forest cake, and I used for the cream, it's actually a coconut.
Yes.
I used the coconut milk,
Yes.
the fatty part,
Uh-huh.
and I whipped it into a whipped cream.
Yes.
And then this is a lemon blueberry cheesecake, also vegan, with a gluten-free graham cracker.
Okay,
That's
so
a problem.
so
That's gonna be a problem.
so V, I got a question for you.
Yes.
How many of these little doohickeys did you make?
I have a couple extra.
Oh, okay, all right. Because it's about to get real in here, y'all. It's about to get real.
There we go. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love it.
I don't know if I even want to eat
What
this
is
right
this?
now.
Is that
So
frosting?
that's the coconut cream.
No way.
We
we
already
already-
had some.
Yeah, we already ate it over here.
We
It's
beat
good.
y'all to it, and it was fabulous.
Y'all just got it. I know it's just a whole different.
Did you get any Norms?
desserts or
Yeah, I
something?
tried some.
Okay, before I eat this, you guys ever see that cartoon where there was a dog and his master gave him this treat?
And he afloat?
Look it up, yeah. And he ate the treat and he went, mm.
And he afloat down.
That's gonna be me after this. So if y'all see me jumping in the air, you know.
And her cheesecakes are bomb, dude.
Oh, her cheesecake.
She could put cheesecake on rhinoceros
She
booty
made
and
me
I'd
a
eat
cheesecake for
it.
Lisa.
I'd eat it.
Did I hear that right? Or not?
Yes.
Rhinoceros booty, huh?
Yeah, cheesecake on rhinoceros booty. She kills the cheesecake thing. It's ridiculous.
Okay. I need to save this.
Her greens are on
Give me a
point though.
second. Let me taste this here.
He said, "Give me a
Can you
second.
give out
Let me come
your
down."
Instagram if our
Yes,
followers
please.
want to see you, hire you for anything.
These sweet treats, I am on Instagram, also Facebook.
And Twitter.
No Twitter.
Oh,
I
no.
do have a TikTok though, but my daughter does that one for me because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
So do you do the vegan treats? Is this your first time, your first go around?
You know what? This is my first go at
Get it.
the
Get out of here.
cheesecake for sure.
Let's make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause.
I made the Black Forest cake though,
Delicious.
but the cheesecake it's a first.
You gotta tell them about your brownie.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah.
right inside the.
Oh.
So the brownie, I used coconut oil inside that, and also a hemp milk instead of almond milk or soy milk that they usually suggest.
This cheesecake is.
Thank you.
It's on the next level, right? Like, you
Fire.
wouldn't think you're vegan.
Damn, that's good.
Thank you, thank you.
No, this is
That cheesecake is.
fire. Even the cake, all this just.
So, what do you use for graham cracker crust?
So I had to do a lot of research. I did a lot of looking at the ingredients on the box. It's a brand that I actually got at Sprouts. It's gluten-free. I forgot the brand name though, but it's a graham cracker cookie that's made. I blend it up and then also coconut oil to make it come together. Usually I use butter in my regular cheesecakes, but coconut oil comes a long way. I'm like, I use coconut oil on everything, even my hair. I'm like, so
It's good for your hair.
It's like awesome.
I was wondering what your binding was.
Yeah, coconut oil. And then inside the
My
cheesecake
God.
itself, I use tapioca starch instead of cornstarch.
Did you talk about that?
Yeah, we did. We did. It doesn't have a taste. I told you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Because I stayed away from corn, so I did a tapioca starch instead.
You're gonna have to change the name of this episode to "Conversations with a Vegan Crackhead." Because it's on a cracking. Oh God. Oh. How many of these do you have left?
I have a couple of those there.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I'm just asking.
So CJ, you went from being b-boy, all around b-boy, to really concentrating on DJing and spinning. And Russ,
God.
I want you to touch on the fact that you went from being
Thank
from
you. Thank you. Oh my
a
God.
world-class squeaker player to the air guitar specialist. You are a world champ air guitar specialist. Tell everybody about your skills.
Well, there are some restrictions. I can't really talk about my squeaker career. There was
Cameo? Is Cameo still on you about that?
There was an accident in St. Louis with the squeaker got out of control, so I really can't talk about it. I love music. I really do love music, and I always wanted to play an instrument. I wasn't able. We couldn't really afford all that stuff, so unless the Park and Recreation was offering lessons in that, I couldn't do it. But I was obsessed with trying to figure out what certain things sounded like. How did this sound come out? And every once in a while, the Park and Recreation or the school field trip, we go to the symphony. And I said, "Oh my God, what is that? What is that?" You just can't really go. You can't walk up to your boys in the hood and say, "Yo, man, that oboe was fly." It doesn't translate. But I started digging into it and started really just soaking myself around it.
You were just musically curious.
Yes, yeah. I love music from the very beginning. My aunt took me to my first concert, which was the Jackson 5 at the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
Way.
Yeah. And I don't mind dating myself. So she took us. I had a blast. We were in the last row.
That still ain't bad in a circus star.
The exit sign was telling us to sit down. That was it. And it was just an amazing experience just to see these little people on stage. And oh my God, it's so live. What and now I was hooked on that. I had an instant fondness towards vocalists. I really liked good vocalists. I was drawn to that. There was some amazing vocalists in our church choir growing up, and I would try to hear different things and say, okay, what's that? And then I knew very quickly that I couldn't sing. but I started to just try to figure out why certain things worked, why they didn't work, and I would buy records. The first record I ever bought was "The Age of Aquarius" by the Fifth Dimension.
Fifth Dimension. The whole album or just the 45?
Just the 45.
Okay, just 45.
You know, I had an allowance, bro. I was on a budget.
I was like, man,
and it was that thematic music that I love, and it has always been with me. One of my guilty pleasures is I love musicals, Broadway musicals.
Oh man,
really?
I told Brooklyn that I love musical as a kid. We go to field trips. Was my favorite field trip.
Yeah,
Really?
I love musicals.
Nice.
I love. It's a guilty pleasure. That's something else that doesn't translate in the hood. No. You just can't.
They're like, I think he's being El Russo.
And you from Frisco too?
Yeah. You can't do that. Ain't nobody really rocking with the King and I. It ain't happening. You can't just. Everybody's singing. Rapper's Delight, and you over here. Old Man River, it keeps on running. Yeah, it don't work.
Oh my God!
So it became something that I kind of kept on the low. But I loved all that stuff. And then later, I started to understand some of these other plays and musicals that were coming, like Sophisticated Lady, and I started digging in all this stuff. And then I started understanding some of these songbooks, the Cole Porter songbook, and I just soaked it up like a sponge. There's so much music in my head. That's why my head's so big. It's because it's full of music and Flintstones trivia. That's what it's for.
I want to ask you guys, what's the fascination with Hanna-Barbera cartoons and all that? You guys always reference to...
They were our babysitters.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
They were our babysitters.
Wow. Everybody, were you a latchkid kid? Latchkid kid?
I was.
Latchkid kid? Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Me too. I was 6 years old, going home by myself.
Yeah. I was taking care of my brother and sister when we moved to San Jose, and I was kindergarten.
Yeah, in Hanna-Barbera, you'd be home, about 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
40, channel 44?
Channel 44?
44, 36, 40.
20?
And 2.
Okay, 2. Yeah.
But you guys remember a lot. I with the Fat Albert, that was my shit when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and you
man.
guys say some of this stuff, like, then I go back on YouTube and watch. I'm like, oh my God, they just said that line.
It sticks with me. It's
When we're all together, there's another person like Kurt, our friend Kurt too. It's just like a plethora of Hanna-Barbera quotes. It's
okay,
just
El Wapo.
anytime somebody says something, there's a Hanna-Barbera quote to follow.
Hanna-Barbera or Looney Tunes.
Yeah, Looney Tunes. Yeah, it's just
You
Pete
could go through life just living off of what you learn. And I will tell you this also. I will say this. So the music that I kind of kept on the low, I was discovering it, but I noted I had heard it through a Looney Tunes cartoon. I had heard it before. Yeah. One time I was at a funeral, and they played the Russian Death March at the funeral. Right? And I only heard it on the cartoon before. Where did this come from?
Right.
But that was my whole get down. Just learning how, all this new music and they have all of it, I think the only thing I didn't know what the real song was when Bugs Bunny was trying to get Yosemite Sam to play that one certain note.
No, you dumb idiot!
Or
this!
I take it a step further. I'll leave it at this. So
you guys are too much.
I was probably, I'd say maybe 6 years ago, I discovered that Rhapsody in Blue was not the United Airlines theme song.
6 years ago, you were a big musical dude.
Bruh, I thought they got it from United Airlines.
You didn't know the Gershwin stuff?
I did not know the Gershwin stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
I had heard it before, but it was not like, and I'm kind of joking, but but that type of thing. That's how I would learn things and through pop culture and say, oh wow, okay, this is how this goes. And this is exciting to me because now we see how Madison Avenue is taking hip hop to sell everything. So there's going to be a whole generation of kids who are now going to figure out, oh my God, that's where that came from.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother life for hip hop.
Yeah, because that's
And what I like, Russ is saying he just had just a crazy interest in the music. Were you the same way, or was it? Because I remember we talked about this before, Russ, and I was talking about it with Mal last time. You said your dad didn't play the music for you a lot like that, and I was telling how my connection to jazz and everything I learned was from him playing it in the house.
Right.
Was that the same with you?
Yes,
your parents?
when I went to go live with him for the 4th and the half of the 5th grade. But prior to that, I have 2 older sisters.
Correct.
Big shout out to Carla, DJ, and 6.
Yep. We're going to still jump CJ, Carla. Go ahead.
They was coming after you. I saw that. I was
we're going to jump
wait.
CJ.
So at my grandmother's house, because we lived in Richmond at the time till I was about 7 or 8, she had a back room just for the kids, and they had a fold-out record player, and there was a stack of 45s. So we grew up, and all of the 45s came from all different kinds of eras. So
and she let y'all touch them.
Yeah, because they were just there. And there was some 78s in there. Like we had the overture of William Tell in there. That was one of the 78s. But then we had stuff like A Natural Man, Lou Rawls, or Pata Pata, Miriam Makeba, or some Sam Cooke, or some Aretha Franklin. It was all just a bunch of records, and we would play them, and we would learn the words to them. We would just sing them because.
What was the Miriam Makeba? Wasn't there a song?
Pata Pata. Tuna stop. Maxime Pata Pata. Tuna stop. Maxime Pata. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. That was on the Reprise label. You never heard that?
No.
Never heard Pata
you never
Pata?
heard that?
Oh my
man.
God.
The Noxzema song.
We didn't know that she was from South Africa, Johannesburg. We had no idea. We didn't know. We just knew that it.
That's the cream for the.
Noxzema.
Yeah, but she wasn't saying
Noxzema.
That's the joke.
We thought that it said Noxzema because
I got that.
my grandmother, she's very, 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 she's lighter than me, but she used to have a jar of Noxzema in the bathroom. And we just thought, this is a natural occurrence.
Right.
This is a Noxzema song. But that song in particular, it felt good to us. All of the music that we heard felt good as kids, and we just celebrated it by learning it and singing it and dancing to it in the whole 9 yards. It was one of those things where they gave us this stuff and we just took it and ran with it. So, we learned Brazil 66 songs in Portuguese, and we didn't speak Portuguese, but we learned the lyrics.
Dope.
Yeah, my father would have Brazil 66 stuff, and he would play that for us. Brazil 66 and later on Brazil 77, Sergio Mendes. But we learned that stuff over and over and over. So the Primal Roots album, we learned. Paris Tropical, we learned. It was just, by ear and by us singing it over and over and over. We can pick out some of the inflections. We didn't know what the hell they were saying, but we knew what they. It's the equivalent of Earth, Wind, and Fire going to Japan. And they can't speak English, but they know the lyrics too.
Right.
Same thing. The music just transcends all language barriers.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a beautiful thing. So we grew up in a house where we had access to
music.
And this was way before internet or before. Some of us had transistor radio, so that was cool. But we listened to AM radio. We didn't have access to FM.
KDIA, Lucky 13.
KDIA or KYA or KFRC. Those three. Those were the AM stations that we used.
Wow.
When you guys later down now already being established and working in clubs, what were the record pools that you guys were part of? Were you guys part of record pools, or were you guys getting the product sent to you from the labels?
No. That didn't happen for me until much, much later. It was the 90s when I think I don't know how I did it, but I begged Rico to. I was buying records from Rico. Rico would order for me because you couldn't find them anymore, the Ultimate Breaks and Beats.
Yes.
So he would order them for me, and I was like, you need to really let me in this record pool. And he said, we got some slots opening up. I think I could work something out. So I became a part of the pros.
The pros.
Oh, yeah.
I never
started that. Because Peter was just telling me about that.
Was that in in the city? Or
Rico Casanova started that. And it was Rico and...
was Elvin part of that?
I think Elvin was a part of it, but I don't know if he.
I don't know he started, but I know he was.
But I know Rico had his hand in it.
Yeah,
a couple other brothers that had.
Everybody was in that.
Yeah, Dr. K wasn't too fond of
except for me.
You were in. You're in Bata.
No, it wasn't Bata. They wouldn't let me in the pros. They said they wasn't good enough.
We gonna jump him.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He said you weren't good enough.
What?
He wouldn't let me approach.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Dr. K didn't like record pools at all. He was.
But I
very
did
adamant
join.
about
I
that.
did
don't like
join
that.
when Bobby G started Soul Disco. I was part of Soul
When
Disco.
did
That's what I
record
heard
pools
about.
kind of die out? About the early '90s?
No,
They're still going?
Mid 90s. They kind of died out when street teams got big.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say because go ahead and tell the story.
well, I was, you know,
When we were at Flavor.
at Club Flavor, I remember the record guys would come and bring me records, like Sean Kennedy,
Yeah.
and then all the other guys like from Relativity, Sony, Columbia. They would just come straight to the club like, "Your brother Reese, yes," and
Who
they're
came
just
in?
serve me.
Who came in?
For I remember Death Row, and they gave me copies of America's Most Wanted.
They literally
And I remember
came in.
all the guys, because I was DJing in the backpack room, so these fools, you know, they're blood,
Yeah, yeah.
bro. They're thugging. They're like, "Who's Brother Reese?" I go, "I'm Brother Reese." Or like, "We're from Death Row," and they're like, just wah, wah, you know, just give it. So all the other DJs around me were like, "We're DJing," like, "Fuck you, punk."
Oh
They
wow.
keep it moving.
Yeah, they would only give.
But
to
it was
Reese.
crazy
They would
because
only
at
give to
that
Reese.
time, I was DJing for Sound State radio station, and I was already making my way to play on, you know, on commercial radio. So I remember I would go and break these records on the college radio station.
It's super.
So I always wanted to ask you, do you guys do college radio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up doing college radio.
Which ones you do?
Calex, Berkeley, Cal Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
wow.
So Music for the People started in 1981.
Oh, okay.
Charles Douglas Natty Prep, he started Music for the People.
Okay.
But it was Operation Hope prior to that. But the people that came through that was Ricky Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
He came through the Music for the People family, and Davey D. Davey D came through
Yeah.
the Music for the People.
Voila.
I didn't know that. I
And
love
me and a few other the younger DJs. He gave everybody a shot. It was like our playground.
Mm-hmm.
But what he told me was, he said, "Flash, look, man, the hardest thing anybody can do is be consistent.
Correct.
So if you're gonna be here, I need you here every week. And you can't just come in here and mix. You gotta learn all aspects of radio.
Ah.
How to calibrate things. You gotta do this. You gotta do this and X, Y, and Z. So he taught me the ropes.
So
And-
you never wanted to pursue radio?
No, because I didn't like the way my voice sounded.
Ah.
I didn't like the way I got nervous when I read. So we did like a lover's dedication. And I was spooked. I was very, very nervous. I didn't.
Yeah.
You sound good on the mic, man.
It was one of those things where I had to make myself
You weren't
really
used to
love
hearing
my
yourself.
voice.
Right.
I had to, because in my head I'm like, yeah, and I play it back and I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I had to just get out of my own way.
Yeah.
Right.
And I went through some therapeutic things to do that. And also alleviate nervousness, because I used to get really nervous.
Right.
Before any event, I'd just be shaking. And
Wow.
the whole yeah. But
You still get butterflies when you go and play?
no. I stopped getting butterflies when I did the tour with Cat Williams.
Oh, that's
And,
right. Talk about Cat.
and-
Yeah, you went on tour with Cat.
and,
That's right.
Yeah. And but the last time I got nervous was Leslie Jones. Big shout out to Leslie Jones. We did Radio City Music Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And we stood on that stage and looked out. Nobody was there.
They're
We
my
were there.
friends.
And we looked into because it's really high up in certain places. And she said, "CJ, you nervous?" I said, "I don't get nervous, Leslie." And that night I was nervous. Just because she talked me into being nervous.
How the hell
Yeah.
did you end up on tour with Cat? How did what's
This cat.
Oh, El
This cat.
Rosal.
It was it's a very, very funny story. We were in
And that, you were on the. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm gonna give people time
No.
for preference. That was what was that CD, the DVD he did?
Pimpin'.
The first one. This, you were on that tour.
Yeah.
You were on
So
that
that
DVD.
was after the Pimp Chronicles.
If you look to the right of the stage.
Yeah, you gotta really
Yeah.
look to the right of
Yeah.
the stage.
And you can see him during
whole
the
night.
show.
Yeah, I'm on the editing floor. It's
yeah.
one of those things.
Okay.
But that's okay. We had fun. It was a lot
But
of
you
fun.
can hear him throughout the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I did hear the laugh.
Cat told me that I used to throw him off because of the laugh. Anywhere we went, before we even shot anything, he like, "Man, it's really hard to, CJ, you just throw me off."
Really?
Yeah,
By laughing?
because the laugh. Because I would stand there.
Mm-hmm.
I would stand there for the whole show because there were some musical excerpts, and I wasn't sure what he was going to do in which direction he was going in. So I had to stand there and just be ready for musical cues if he did something. So I'd be standing there laughing the whole time, for his hour and a half set, and it was just funny to me. And I kind of knew most of the jokes, but he would throw a curveball in there. He would just improv or you know, try some new joke or
super talented, man.
The brother was funny, man. He still is funny.
Yeah, he's a genius.
But he was always spot on. And we did a show in Milwaukee, and it was a fight. Matter of fact, there were 3 fights in the audience, like in different
At a comedy
sections.
show?
Yeah, it was the craziest thing in Milwaukee. But Chicago cats came up, and so it was.
It's like EPA in Oakland when they come to San Jose.
Yeah, and so it was 3 fights, and at one point, he looked at me, and I looked at him, and we were just kind of like. And then he let everything calm down. He said, Y'all all right out there? Okay, we gonna finish the show. Hilarious. He was funny, man. And so, but to get back to the story, Russ called me. We were in Tahoe's. Me and Rick, we were in Tahoe getting ready to do an event, and Russ calls me. Is like, "You sitting down?" I said, "No, do I need to be?"
Oh, who did?
And so I said, "Okay, I'm sitting down now." He said,
"You are the father."
Well, I got some news for you, and so let me preface this. The backdrop is there always throughout my career there have always been people that said, we're going to use you for X, Y, and Z, and they don't ever come through. So at this point in this is 2007. Or going into 2008, it actually was 2008. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, I'm hearing all this stuff, but we'll see what happens. But Russ was like, yeah, man, I asked for some tickets for Cat Williams, and one of my guys said, look, Cat needs a DJ, and if you can get the guy that DJ'd for Lauryn Hill 6 months prior, and so Russ told me to open up for Lauryn Hill. This was 2007. So
Paramount?
Yeah, at the Paramount. And so I did that set. But then, so the call was, if you can get the guy that opened up for Lauryn Hill to open up for Cat, because he's looking for a DJ, he needs a DJ for his set, then you can have these tickets and X, Y, and Z. And so they're like, that's a hell of a trade. Hell yeah, I'm in. But, I'm still thinking, we'll see.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll see. I'm not going to get excited or nothing until it came time to that day. So there were 3 shows in Sacramento, 4 shows in Oakland.
Wow.
And the 3rd show in Sacramento was on a Sunday. And I had already been interacting with Cat and his entire staff and the other comedians, D. Militant. Shout out to you, Leslie Jones, Cookie, Simply Cookie. Those were the people that were on the bill. And then he had some rappers. So I had to play all these different musical cues and come up with different things. It was almost like a variety show, if you will.
Right.
But it was they were all under Cat Pack Productions and his umbrella, and so I was a part of that. And so we talked after the show Sunday, and I said, I just went to him. I was like, I really appreciate this opportunity. He was like, well, I wanted to talk to you anyway to see what your availability is like. I want to take you on tour. I was like, we ain't got to talk about that. We can go right now.
I got a bag in the car.
Yeah. He ain't said nothing. So that started that whole.
Did you have to bring your equipment, or do you have like a contract rider?
No. I brought my turntables.
He bringing his turntables, bro. Let's just not even play that game.
I'm not showing up. I was always the first one in the venue, set up, and the last one to leave the venue.
That's what I love about CJ, man.
Yeah.
When I first started hanging out with you guys and meeting you, I was kind of like on the crossroads. I was kind of like doubting myself.
Oh, wow.
It's like some people come like, man, you're old school, dude. What are you gonna do? Like, And I was like, man, I am getting old because like today's music, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't fucking like it.
Right.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I just don't like it. And then I don't sound like an old man, bitter old man, but it's just I just don't like it. But I play it, right?
Right.
'Cause we gotta pay the bills.
Yeah.
But I noticed that I have more fun playing the old school. And I remember one day you told me, it's like, yeah, you are a fucking old school DJ. And be proud of it.
Yeah.
Wear it on your shoulder.
Yeah, man.
And you give me the advice, and you two told us about, creating your lane. Because I was, at that time, I was kind of like, do I want to go back playing in the venues? Or do I want to keep doing my mobile? And you're like, dude, you got that lane with, Soul Parlor. And it opened up for me. And I was like, man, I thank you for that,
Brother,
man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, because there was a time I was like, man, I'm done with this shit.
Right.
You know?
I felt like that.
But now I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I am old school,
Right.
man. That's cool, you know. But I can also play the new stuff too, like the young cats. But it's not gonna, you know, it's not my thing. But hey, you want to hear the old stuff? And I see that now with the pandemic, man. And if people want to remember the good times, right?
They want to feel good.
They
Man.
it's
They
like
need
getting
to feel good.
Yeah,
They need to feel. Make you feel good. Kick it, make me feel good.
And I know that you guys have been doing the stream as long as we have. I mean, like 10, 15 years already.
Yeah.
I remember, when was it? When we were doing
New Hits.
New Hits.
Yeah.
I was still in San Diego, so
Yeah.
that was 2010.
10
Yeah.
years, over 10
New Hits.
years, man. You
Yeah.
know, how do you guys adjust from the pandemic? You know, and
It was one of those things. We had talked about this in 2019 about going back to internet radio, but we also knew that some people were doing and we saw you guys doing it, where you guys were using the visual.
Oh,
Right.
Ego Crushing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for Ego Crushing, we just kind of like, okay, but my hesitancy was, or my reluctance was typically, and this is in my own head, I'm a kind of a boring DJ to just stand there and watch visually, you know, like, and well, I had to make myself
Right,
learn it
right.
because I didn't want to project that just standing there waiting to play the next record. I never wanted to do that. I always wanted to be in the music in the moment,
Right.
and singing and the whole 9 yards. And so there's a bit of theatrics that go with the music that we play because it feels so good. It makes me feel good.
Right.
To stand there and sing, or to dance back and forth, or, you know, relive some of the video moments that those songs had.
Right.
And so I just never really wanted to have the visual piece. But last year, we talked about going back to internet radio and just doing the audio portion. And then when last year's pandemic happened, we were like, well, we got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
And so I got a couple of iPads, and we figured it out. I got a little box, and we were on 2 platforms. We did Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
I was like, okay, we can do this. We can do this. And then the audio was a little shoddy on Facebook because how their thing was set up, it didn't translate well. It does now.
And he's a perfectionist when it comes to sound.
Oh my
Your
God.
sound is always on point.
It has to be, man, because that's the thing that people are listening for.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if they close their eyes, it's sound.
Right.
So, you know, if nothing else, if we shut our mouths and just let the music breathe and let it play, then, you know, that's what they have. And if it sounds like a transistor radio, we're in trouble.
Right.
Because nobody is listening to transistor radios. Half the generation don't even know what the hell transistor radios are anymore. But anyway, I digress. So when we decided to make that move, and we had to figure out the visual, and that's when I called you guys to figure out how the hell you guys were making this thing happen and what we had to do. Because at the time, we couldn't buy any webcams.
They were
nobody,
all
sold out, yeah.
everybody was sold out.
Yeah.
March of last year, people were sold out of webcams.
Well, I don't know where Russ, he's like knows everything, and I remember because you know when Twitch and Facebook was kicking us off, and then you're like, "Hey, Mixcloud's gonna be launching this thing," and you were the first one to hear. And then I hear Chewy tells me the same thing. I'm like, well, how the fuck they know this shit?
Right.
You know, 'cause I didn't hear it from no one because I'm in trade magazines and looking for the next new, and a month later they rolled it out, and I go, here's my credit card. I don't want to get cut off. I want to play music.
You want to play music. You don't want to have to, and I think that was a part of what got on my nerves too. We want to DJ. We want to deliver this good music to good people to enjoy. We don't want to necessarily be doing the technical thing because we just don't. We want to be playing music. So the less work, the better. But it got to a point where it was more work. To have to reset Facebook, to reset IG. It's like, this ain't fun.
Right.
This ain't fun for me, man. I'm not having fun doing this.
I think Twitch was our savior because it allows you. It has allowed a lot of people to connect them. We're all stuck in the house. You want to see somebody.
Yeah.
You want to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And this is, it's just a new form of communication as far as the chats are concerned, and interacting with the DJ as he plays and talking to him. So I think it's been a lot of. It gives a peace of mind for a lot of people just to be able to interact with another human being.
Right.
Outside your house.
I thank God I have Tay. Seriously. No, I'm being honest with you. I'm glad that we made. I'm glad you guys are here. I wanted to cry when I seen you guys because, like I said, I didn't see you guys, you know, in a couple of years. Like, if I didn't have the whole streaming, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because you know, a lot of people are like, oh, thank you for playing. Like, they don't understand what they did for me.
Yeah.
Because we're weekend warriors. You know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're gone DJing. You know, making everybody and
all that was taken.
It was taken away from us. But to be able to go in my studio and play music, because I'm stressed out, you know, and I'm trying to keep it together for my family and not flip out in front of them. To me, music is a religion.
It is.
You know, it makes me feel good. You know, if I'm pissed off, I'm sad or whatever, it's just part of my DNA, you know.
Music got you covered.
Yeah,
in all aspects.
And it was so cool to be able to connect with other people. Have you guys ever experienced other folks like saying, "Hey, thank you"? You know, like I even see people crying and like, you know, like texting me, say, "Thank you, I need, you know, my mom just died," or you know, this happened, you know, and it became overwhelming. Like I remember hanging out, seeing Chewy, and this girl just came out of the hospital and saying how her mom passed away.
Oh wow.
And you know, Mal's mom just passed away that day. And he was there, and I always feel like, man, God put people in certain places at certain times, and they were kind of like, you know, talking to her. I understand what you're going through. You're not alone. And mom, you know, for Mal to step up and say that and share, because you know, sometimes people don't give a shit, you know what I mean? But you know, at that time, she needed to hear, you know, kind words, and you know, Mal was there to give her those words, you know. Have you guys gotten able to experience some stuff like that as well?
Absolutely.
All the time. It's a blessing, man, to be able to be, just to make people smile, man. Take them back down memory lane. It's fun. It's fulfilling.
Get those pit bulls, man.
Wait a minute, hold on, man. What, you got a dog fight out here? I bet 5 on that.
Reese and them be fighting chihuahuas.
Man, people are scared of pit bulls. You should be scared of chihuahuas.
They got the fighting chihuahuas
Took
over
the
here.
light out and everything.
Yeah, tell Reese to hit the light back on.
They probably need to get Tony to narrate that.
Yeah, we need the light.
Yeah, where's Tony Baker? Tony
Baker is the narrator.
Oh man, isn't he
Baker
hilarious?
Narrate that.
Isn't he hilarious? Oh man.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. Had to separate.
The DJs
I'm sorry, I got lost before El Dilabo.
You know, that's why I don't like coming over here. Reese fight dogs, man. I gotta look out for the police.
Next, we'll have cockfighting.
That's next.
Pause.
Stay tuned.
Pause.
Pause, exactly. Pause, yeah, bro.
Welcome to a Latino household.
Look, I'm here. I'm here for good. I'm not leaving.
Thank you.
Thank you for laying all this out, because I'm not leaving. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we were talking about just the connection. People just, you know, music just takes you places.
Yeah, I love how you guys interact with your audience. I could tell that they just love you guys, man. The pieces and the inside jokes and the camera. And what I love too, man, is you guys let loose. You know, you're not the cool DJ just sitting there. You know, I love seeing you, like, even when you put your head back, you closing your eyes, and like he's in the moment. Or when Russ is doing his thing, and then you might say something, and I see him laughing. I'm like, I wonder what he's saying.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because that's why when I think about conversation with a DJ, people would ask me and tell like, what do you like about ego crushing? I go, I like when it's over. They're like, why? I go, because I get to hear these stories.
Oh yeah, we used to have, you know, our stories after ego crushing was incredible.
Right. So to sit here and hear these stories from, you know, Black Eyed Peas, and, you know, just like talk about equipment and DJing. Because I remember a lot of people ask me like, what are DJs talking in the booth? I'm like, dude, we're talking about the sound, the lighting. We got to make sure the whole
drink tickets.
Drink tickets. You know, we got to make sure that everything is, you know, you're controlling the party.
You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, those conversations are great, man, and I'm sure you guys had a gang of conversations. But what when you guys see us mouthing stuff, 9 times out of 10, this cat has a joke. 9 times out of 10, if you see me laughing, it's because of him. He had a joke. He said something, or looked some kind of way, or mumble. Hey man, turn that record up. There's a little phrase that we use to turn that record up that he says,
which is from Looney Tunes.
It's from Looney Tunes. That's
it's
right.
Actually from Looney Tunes.
What's the magic word?
Phrase?
So to say it so you can understand, don't worry about that kid. I'll take care of that. That's the phrase. That's the phrase. But you have to say it really fast and under your breath, because it came from the cartoon when Sylvester, the cat, inherited all that money, and all the other cats were trying to get him out of the house.
Oh
so he
yeah,
could
yeah.
get the money.
Yeah.
And the one cat came through, the real slick cat from the Walla Walla Wash Company. He came back, and he had the wash cleaner. He put it in oil.
We got to put him on a game show, man. We're gonna win, bro.
And that's what I get. We're gonna get together. So,
I gotta tell you, there's a lot of people just like, what are they talking about? But you gotta watch Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera, more Looney Tunes than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Which is the one that guy used to say, "Hey, fatso."
Who's that?
What's that?
He was like a buff bulldog. "Hey, fatso," and he always wanted the
Oh
gravy.
yeah, that was
Spike.
that was Looney Tunes. Yeah, Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget the
I
gravy.
remember that.
You forgot the gravy.
Yeah. I don't want the gravy.
Saber-toothed alley cats.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, don't forget the gravy.
Don't forget
2 or
the
3. How many lumps? Oh, 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Better give me a lot of lunch.
See,
A whole lot of
duck
lunch.
season, rabbit season.
So,
There's
do
a
you
whole
guys ever
bunch
get
of
to do Zoom parties? I mean, do you guys get hired to do Zoom parties?
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah.
we had Tay and I had to do the switch as well.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
put a little
It's interesting.
change. Yeah, it's a different.
It's interesting. It's very sterile.
Yeah.
Very sterile, but you see what you can do. You see the interaction. You have to just kind of, you really have to play into it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's not like, you know, we've been blessed.
Yeah.
We, you know, since I started doing the concerts and then brought CJ in to do the concerts with us, we've been really blessed. So my level of interaction is much greater than your average DJ.
Right.
You know, not everybody gets the opportunity to DJ in front of 23,000 people.
Right.
You know, 18,000 people, 15,000 people.
Right.
I think the last show that we saw you guys play, well, I didn't get to see. Well, I heard you guys play Mary J and Nas.
Oh,
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, we missed you guys.
At Shoreline.
That's 22,000
that's
people.
right. Yeah.
You guys are fucking killing it,
Yeah,
Mount
that
Brooklyn.
was fun.
We got
I
there
was
late.
there.
That was fun.
That was
Yeah, Chewy
so
got us
much
tickets,
fun.
but we had lawn seats, and then Chewy's all like, "You know how we are, bro. We'll
Just
get in
come
there.
on,
Then
yeah.
we'll get in there." But then I was trying to get in there, and then you didn't go see them, huh? You didn't get.
No, I
you
didn't
went-
get to see them. I
He
just-
was there though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see
you.
Chewy.
So I gave you my tickets to you
I went
and
and
your
talked to
boyfriend,
Chewy.
and Tay sat in the
With
front,
you, yeah.
and we're in the,
Your boyfriend, Tay?
no, bro.
Pause.
I'm not even gonna respond to that.
It just went by you so fast. I was trying to figure out.
No matter what, you know, bro. Yeah, but that was a dope show. You guys
Her
got
boyfriend.
down.
My second
Are you-
concert ever in my life.
Really?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
first one was Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
And then my
Wow.
second was
Nas
Nas
and
and Mary J.
Wow. So
Wow.
Nas is
Wow.
the winner.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey, Mary J, her show is phenomenal,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
she killed it.
Is that fireworks?
Yeah.
I hope so.
You know,
Welcome to San Jose.
this South San Jose.
Hey, you know, I always
We
want to
don't-
ask you this. I don't know if I ever did, but how do you two meet, and how do you guys link up? How does this relationship
This is a
start?
funny story. So I was told you guys about Natty Prep. We created a record company called MFTP Records, and we had we put out a couple of records that didn't do anything, but my job was to not only produce the records and help to put them out. I had to go work the record, so I had to take the record around to the other DJs and service them. Well, I found out about different clubs in San Francisco. One of the clubs was called Circles. And I had this 12-inch record. One of them, on one side was some
that
dance
at?
hall stuff. Circles was at the
Underneath the Maritime Hall.
Maritime Hall, that's right.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
correct. I got you.
Big shout out to Dexter. Dexter's the one that helped put that together. But I had these 12-inch records. One of them had dance hall on one side and some other stuff. And so I had some 12 inches, and I wanted to go service the DJs. Now I had already heard about Rick and Russ, and I knew about Paz Red. Paz Red was in the dance hall room, playing dance hall.
Wait. Pause Red was part of Rick and Russ show?
No, they
No,
worked
no.
together.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
worked
They
together.
were working
okay.
together
Just
at
doing
the
the
same
club.
club. There were
Yeah.
two separate rooms.
Yeah.
Ah,
There was a reggae
gotcha.
dance hall room, And then there was the room that they were playing
It was
newer
around the
stuff.
side of
Red was the
Maritime.
original DJs.
That's right.
Big shout out to my brother Paz Red.
It was right at the, you know where the Maritime was, right?
Yeah,
Reese?
yeah,
And
yeah.
they were down.
Yeah.
If you were to come out, go down them steps and around the corner to the right.
Right across from the 76 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
At the anchorage of the bridge.
Yeah, right at
Right
the
there by
bridge.
Sound Factory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, up the street from Sound Factory.
Kitty Corner.
Kitty Corner, yeah.
So there was a room with a dance floor and a DJ booth. They were in there, Rick and Russ. And Red was in the cafeteria or the mess hall. And he was, it was a system set up in there. He was playing dance hall. So people had a choice. They could go listen to either one. And I brought the record in. And I had already known of Red and I knew of Rick and Russ. But I talked to him and I started hanging out. I became friends with both of them. And Russ let me get down one night.
What year was that?
That had to be 90. I think it was 90. I
Wow.
think it was 90.
So the friendship started back in 1990.
Yeah, he never liked me.
No, I don't like him now. So what makes you,
Like you don't like
nobody
Mr.
said-
Tank,
nobody
but you
said
like
anything
Dante?
about friendship. Nobody said a damn thing about friendship.
Ain't no friends. He never.
We just worked together.
I never liked him.
With Richard Pryor, I never did like your mama.
I never did like him.
Now, your guys, what I seen on YouTube, because of those times that you guys did the Stone Throw concerts in Concord, every time I wanted to go, I had to DJ, right? But thank God for YouTube. And I just love how you guys work the crowd. Like, you'll be on the decks, and then you'll be on the mic, and you're crazy, bro. You go right in. And you talk a lot of masa, bro. You talk a lot of shit to these people.
Yeah.
But they love you, man. So I wanted to, did anybody ever step to you?
No.
No?
And Russ be getting people too. He be getting people.
This is the thing. And I try to tell CJ this too.
No.
These people know what they wore when they left the house.
That's if you got us some Greek
Yeah,
games.
that's true.
It's not a surprise.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise.
They don't always want to be called out, though.
Yeah.
And that's where the difference in size
Why you
comes.
violate?
Yeah.
There's a see, he don't want to acknowledge that, but there's a difference in size.
He got his yokes on.
Look, there's some people out there that really would, they're not going to really test you because they're damn, you look like you related to Kimbo Slice. You might do something.
But I just love seeing them, the people just laughing, and then you get everybody pumped up. And when you guys were there together, just working. I remember Chewy. I asked Chewy, I go, "What was one of your funnest times?" He goes, and he mentioned one of the concerts that he showed up. And you guys were DJing. He goes, "It was fucking bad." A lot of people don't know that we're big into funk. That's all right. And he was telling me how he enjoyed watching you guys work, and I thought that was so cool.
It's been. It's added a whole nother layer to our thing, you know, and I appreciate it. I miss it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back to it.
Can't wait.
It's a lot of fun. The interaction is fun. It's just, and every time it's different. Every time it's different because it's I get paid to play music while I watch the musicians that I love play.
Oh my God.
Nah,
You know?
Yeah.
I can't beat that. I can't beat it. I'm hanging out with 12,500 of my best friends.
Right.
You know,
all brought together because of music.
Yeah, because everybody, these people all like the same music I like, and we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, I remember one time I got a phone call. It's late at night. Yo, Tane, I can hear music and everything in the background. I was like, dude, are you crazy? It's like, why are you calling me? You know CJ and Russ, and I can hear music. And I'm like, yeah. He said, you ever heard of these dudes? I was like, yeah, man, I know. We're acquaintances. Man, they in Atlanta killing it right now. I was like, what? He said, yeah, I'm at the, I guess it was a jazz?
Yeah.
He said, man, they in here tearing the roof. It's called one of my friends from Atlanta. And he said, you know what they do? Because he knew I was from the Bay. And I guess he knew you guys. He called me talking about, man, they killing it right now, dog. And I hung up on him.
Wow.
But yeah, he called me asking me, did I know y'all? And I was like, yeah, well, that's what they do.
That was the Sunset Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle Newport.
Yep. People are, wherever we are, wherever we get to go, Florida, wherever, the Bay is far reaching. So there'll be somebody that'll walk up to us and say, I didn't know you guys were here. Oh my God. Where are your CDs? Where are your shirts?
Yeah.
You know? And it's fun, you know.
They say it in that Dr. Claw voice.
The second time, yeah, he did that the other week on the show. I'm like, man,
not necessarily. not the hooded claw. No, they don't do that. But it's just cool. You get a chance to, you know, you're all over and you get to see people.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I will tell you one thing that's really cool too. When you go to different parts of the country and what you know works.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
have
amazing.
to change anything.
Yep.
What you know works. It's because you play good music.
Right.
You're not playing anything trendy.
Right.
You know, every once in a while you gotta acquiesce to a wobble.
Yeah.
Right,
Or
yeah.
something like that.
Keep it shuffle.
But what you know and what you do works.
Wow.
It translates all across.
Yep.
You know, it's beautiful.
We're gonna see Russ and CJ, God willing, open up for Incognito if they ever come out here.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. That was one of my bucket list
Scratch
things.
that off
Wow.
the
Yeah.
list. You guys got a big one coming up. You guys doing a show in Mexico?
Yeah.
Man, dude, what's
Los
it called?
Cabos. It's called the Life Lux
man.
Jazz Festival.
Who
Nice.
pull that
November
resort up
4th.
on your?
Who's on that
4th
bill?
through
Who's playing?
Oh my goodness. Mesa,
Mike Phillips,
Eric
Lou
Roberson.
Roberson.
Yeah, it's
Kendrick.
a stacked show, and the
It's
setup
cool.
is beautiful.
Raheem
That
Devon.
is
Function.
Confunction.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
When is that? June?
Mark
It's,
Curry is
it's
hosting.
November.
November.
November 4th, I believe.
Man, that's
Mark,
gonna be
Mark
beautiful.
Curry is hosting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fun.
That's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah,
That
the
is gonna be
Incognito
beautiful.
show, that was on my bucket list.
I love them, man.
That was on my bucket list. I got a
Yeah,
chance to open for them.
the Bluey's your boy, so it's-
Yeah.
Now he is.
Yeah,
now he is,
so-
yes. But actually, that's how we met.
Okay.
Well,
by opening.
Yeah.
Okay.
By opening. Because he actually talked to someone and said, can you find out who the DJ was that opened?
Wow.
Because I've been playing since the 70s. I never had anybody set the table for us like that before.
Wow,
And
that's
so after the show, we were talking
DJ
and we
knowledge.
started talking about music, and he said, well, let's just come to the hotel and just, share.
No. Wait. You guys went and just kicked back with him and talked music?
In the hotel lobby, swapping music. He had
Reese,
his computer.
he broke out the hard drive, Reese.
He had
for
his
them.
computer. I had my computer, and we were just swapping music right there in the lobby.
Man,
Until 3:30 in the morning. It was crazy. And then later on,
Their nights over Egypt.
It dawned on me. I was like, dude, this is... I'm bugging right now. You know? We've become friends. His beautiful wife and his daughter. And shout out to Bluey. He just lost his father.
Oh, man.
And she
Condolences.
just lost her mother.
Oh,
and
wow.
her father as well.
Oh, wow.
And because of COVID, they can't.
Yeah.
So shout out,
hard.
my heart goes out to them
Yeah.
totally. But yeah, that was a moment. That was really cool.
Wow.
And then I know that, and I always ask about you. Can you talk about Level 42?
That was another fun gig.
Level 42.
Yes.
Fuck.
People aren't hip.
No.
Star
Yeah.
Child, dude.
And
They said the same thing about you, though. I missed that show.
Yeah.
But they were
And the
fired
Roots
up about
requested
it.
you guys too. Am I correct? The Roots request you guys when they played Saratoga.
That's right.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
but it was.
I would have carried the crates, bro.
The Roots was more of a. Well, I know you.
Oh, okay.
You know,
but
'cause-
you had to get to know him first.
Yeah, but I didn't meet them until I was working with at Universal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So you.
But after I left. When Jay-Z was president of Def Jam, he signed the Roots. So I kind of knew them from their Geffen days.
Yes.
But I didn't get a chance to work with them closely until then. And that's where me and Tariq Black Dot, we became friends. We became friends fighting.
Fighting?
Not fist fighting,
right.
but getting into an argument.
Really?
About what?
Because I was driving my car. They were riding in my car. I was helping. I was helping the Geffen
You can get
rep
out.
He had his car was too small to get them where we need to go. So he said, "Russ, can you mind driving?" So I said, "Yeah, get in Bessie. We can get roll." Got in my Tahoe. It was a brand new Tahoe at the time.
Right.
Damn.
Get in the Tahoe, and Tariq is in the back seat, and I smell weed. And I'm looking at it. I said, "Yo, it's not cool. You can't,
You just don't smoke in my car.
can't smoke or roll up in my car." He says, okay. We're still driving, and I smell it, and I look in the rearview mirror, and he's still rolling up. I said, yo, dog. I said, it's not cool.
You know, he said, no, whatever, you know. And so he's doing it. So I pulled the car over. And I said, yo, man, my niece rides in this car. When I say it's not cool, it's not cool. He said, oh, man, I thought it was a rental. I said, I don't care if it was a rental. If I'm driving, it's not cool. And we got into it.
Yeah.
We got into it. Fast forward.
Russ got to do the
2 days later.
show with a fat lip.
2 days.
Now, what they do.
2 days later, they, you know, said no one ever talks to Tariq like that, man.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, and we became fast friends. We had we got stuck in traffic on a bridge and had an argument about the top fives and how come I didn't have him in my top five.
I bet you he in there now, ain't he?
No, he's not. He's still not in my top five.
Really?
He's not in my top
I don't have a
five.
top, but
We've
but
had that
Tariq
discussion.
is definitely.
He is there.
Yeah.
He is there.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
had our argument really, not really because he wasn't in it, but because he was surprised that I didn't have Tupac in my top
Oh.
five.
No, just
And
being
we-
from the bank.
And
Yeah.
we just kept going back and
Okay.
forth. Well, I mean, his family, good people.
So you have a tendency to project your size onto a few people.
No. That had nothing to do with size. That had nothing to do with, that was just.
You hear that shit?
That was just.
Because
Yo,
if
if I'm driving my car,
But if I'm not wrong,
It's your rules.
didn't you and Kanye have a face-to-face literally?
we did have beef. That had nothing to do with size. That
No.
was respect.
Yeah.
You got it. You hit him with that old man grip, and he changed his
No,
mind, right?
no, I did not. I did
Okay.
not give him the Spock on the post.
Okay.
I did not. But we almost came to blows at Summer Jam.
Well, you came to blows. He was gonna get beat
Was
up.
that at Shoreline?
It was at Shoreline.
I was at the con. I ran into Kanye. That's funny. So
Kanye
I
was,
never knew about
was a
this.
surprise guest,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was with the Def Jam rep, and we had to, you know, this is when, you know, he was bubbling. He was really big,
Right.
but we got there early enough that he wanted to see Common set.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought, is there someplace I could stand where I could watch Common and nobody could see me?
Mm-hmm.
And so we asked the sound guy, and the sound guy said, yeah, upstairs is the observation deck with a mosquito net in front of it.
Right.
You can see out, nobody can see in. So I take him upstairs, and when we get up there, Keisha's there, Keisha Cole's there, and Locksmith's there. So I introduced them. They're my folks. I introduced
Right.
them, and I knew he knew Keisha already. So I said, okay, you get up here, I'm going back downstairs. So 5 minutes later, he comes running downstairs. Fam, they can see me. I said, they can't see you. You say they can see you. Why are you throwing diamonds up? I said, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. So while he's making a scene, so now everybody knows he's there backstage. And so these people say, can I take a picture with you? Right? And I look at him, I said, you know, they want to take a picture. Is it cool? He says, yeah, fam, it's cool. So while he's going to take a picture with him, his collar, one side was up and one side was down.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a mistake. I didn't know that was his fashion. I didn't think that was his fashion choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached around him slyly to turn the collar down, and he jumps like, "Fam, I got this, fam!" and just gets in my face, yelling at me. And I'm looking around, who are you talking to? He's, "Fam, I got this." He's just yelling at me and just loud and just being really disrespectful. So I just took my laminate off, and I walked in front. I said, this is no record label thing. I'm a grown ass man. What you need to say to me right now? Let's handle this right now. Because this is, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then by this time, his manager, Don C, runs over and says, "What? I just left for 5 minutes. What happened to you guys?" And Don C put a squash on it for a second. But yeah, we had beef that day. It was avoidable. It was my fault. It was totally my fault.
And then Kanye had to do another show with a broke jaw.
Has he always been a
With
diva?
another one.
Another
Yeah,
broke
he's
jaw.
not a diva. He's a very talented genius, and the way he thinks is different than most people.
Yeah, so it's Howard Hughes.
And he's also,
Howard Hughes, I mean.
I think he's a bit of
Eccentric.
eccentric,
He's eccentric.
but he's very talented.
Yeah, I love
extremely
his
talented.
productions from the early days.
Oh man, the way he puts things together.
Right.
People have these things in their head that they want to put together, but they can't put it together on
To make sense of it.
tape.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
They can't put those layers together, and he's able to do that. And I don't know how he does it, but he's really talented. We're not cool, But he is super talented, man.
So what's in the future for you guys? What's
Besides
next?
the Jazz Fest.
CJ's going out with Kanye.
Okay.
Pause.
We're just looking forward to getting back in front of people.
Nice.
Is this the only gig you guys got coming up so far? Or you got things lined up? You just
We have some stuff coming up,
Okay.
but it's not, not like the level of the Brian Culbertson Jazz Festival.
we missing that. So is he doing that this year or did he
Next year.
So
Next
he's
year,
out there.
2022.
And,
He may do the Chicago one.
and you connected with him? Am I correct?
Yeah,
With that?
so kind of the same way we did Sunset Jazz in Atlanta. It might have been the same show that your man called you from.
Yeah.
And I was on the side of the stage, and I felt somebody standing there. I turned around. It was Brian Culbertson. I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" He was like, "Hey, man." And so we were talking, and then we got our cue. Russ was already on stage. I was like, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." So I went and grabbed the mic, and Russ was DJing.
And he saw the show.
He bugged out because Russ was killing it.
Uh-huh.
And so he reaches, or he pulls up to Kyle Newport and says, "Yo, who are these guys?
Right.
What are they? Man, this is great."
Right.
So Kyle goes on to tell him who we were, and he says, "Well, doing my Napa Valley Jazz getaway, can I fly them out?" And Kyle's like,
fly
"No,
them,
you
Bay."
can't fly them out. They're from the Bay."
You think drive?
He's like, "Oh, that's even better." And then he brought us in.
The plane ticket.
So,
Yeah.
shout out to Kyle Newport for making that connection. But yeah, it was he saw what I guess
Yeah.
everybody else experienced. And we
It
don't,
makes the show.
We just do what we do.
It
We
makes the
have a
show.
lot of fun
It
doing
makes the
what we
show.
do. And we don't always realize how it impacts other people that haven't experienced
Right.
what we do. And so for him to say that, for Will Downing the same
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
to say, what he says about us and us working together, it's there. We admire what the hell they do.
Right.
So to have them admire what we do is it blows my mind every single time we
I
talk
tell people
about those
every
kinds of
time
things.
when if you get a chance to go to a Stone Soul, anything Russ and CJ is
Yeah,
playing,
you gotta go.
it makes the show better. See, now when I go to a concert and they don't have nobody playing and it's dead air, I'm like, somebody ain't doing their job. Or and I tell people when it's you have to see it when they drop the needle and 10,000 people stand up and go. The hair on my neck stood up. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest party I've ever been at. You know what I'm saying?
It's surreal to me, and I'm sure Russ can attest to this. It's surreal because I kind of have to have an outer body experience. I don't get caught up in.
Right.
I have a direction, and sometimes I don't always go in that direction, but I know there's certain things that I know are going to put that crowd in a headlock. And so I tend to go that way, and sometimes it's not effective, but most of the time it is. And so I just kind of tune them out screaming. I don't always, I'm not always able to be in that moment with them because I'm busy 5-6 songs ahead, trying to make sure that next song is hotter than the last song I just played. So it's, it's kind of an surreal, outer body experience for
Have you guys
me.
ever had an artist get like, damn,
Yeah,
how am I
yeah.
supposed to follow that?
Yeah.
Yeah, get all
Chaka
pissed
Khan.
off.
Really?
Chaka
Shaka
Khan.
Khan? Shaka Khan?
She was mad.
Shaka Khan.
She's mad at Russ.
Why?
She was hot.
What did you
love
say,
her.
Russ? I know you
Russ
said
gave her the
something.
Spock.
I know you said.
No, it
Is
was,
she the only person that ever got mad and was like, damn, how am I supposed to follow that? Or
Larry Blackman one time had his engineer cut the sound down.
Oh yeah.
who did?
Larry Blackman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should have
Right.
kicked him in his red crotch.
Yeah, I would say Chaka Khan. That was the main one.
Yeah.
But it's not. I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get
I
it.
don't know. I guess I would want the crowd in a frenzy by the time I hit the stage.
Well, and that's the thing. It really depends on your show.
Yeah.
If you start off with a ballad or something like that, then you might be in trouble.
Yeah, Brian McKnight.
But yeah, exactly. So it's
Sleepy
not up
time.
to us. It's up to the artist.
Yeah.
And I, like Russ said, I get it too. Why she could be upset. But we're not here to take anybody's shine. We're here to enhance.
Yeah.
We're
It's
setting
an
it up for
experience.
you
Yeah, it's a
to
great
knock it out of
experience.
the park. We just lobbing you the ball. You know?
But I totally get it because she comes from an era where
where she was a band working in clubs with bands, and they would handpick the bands that would open them for them. You know.
Yeah.
I
Nobody
totally got it. I wasn't. CJ was hot, but I got it. I got it, and it's not. It was actually flattering to me that we mattered that much to Chaka Khan.
I see,
so that was flattering. The other side of that's fulfilling to me is that, and you can look at it in two different ways. I choose to take the high road on it, but we've opened up the lane for a lot of DJs to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just really happy that we can, you know, and some DJs to come to you and say, "Yo, man, before you guys, I didn't even know I could do that."
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because nobody was doing
it's
that.
It's like what we did with KBLX. There was never.
Yeah.
It was the first urban AC station. Shout out Stacey Cunningham.
Yeah.
The first urban AC station in the country that had a mixer or had specialty program. Because it was what we did was not we weren't a mix show DJ. We brought what we did to the radio, which is different. We didn't have a set list. We just did what we did, and it became appointment radio in the Bay, and we were really proud of what we were able to accomplish.
You guys, oh my God, those mix shows, man. I would be going to a gig and I have to stop and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go in 5 minutes, and I hear you guys catch a wreck. I'm like, fuck. Thank God you guys will post the mixes up later.
It came the way we partitioned it came pretty natural.
It came to what?
The way we partitioned it, it came pretty natural.
Like, it was natural.
Like I would play, like from 80 BPMs to 108, 110. Sometimes I'd get up a little louder, a little faster, and then he would do like from 106 to 130. Sometimes he'd dip a little lower, but we didn't even really say, okay, you do this, I do that.
Right.
It just, that's just the way it went.
Yeah.
It was fun. This was fun.
Man,
This was a great show.
Thank you so much, you guys, for coming. I know we went over.
Not really. We're at 2 hours.
We're 2 hours.
2.5
Cool,
hours.
man.
We could go for 4. That's,
easily.
I
knew
just
that
want
was
to
gonna
thank
be a
you from the
problem.
bottom. I know you guys came all the way from the town and drive down here after your show, and I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, man.
This was long overdue, man.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you guys had us. And big shout out to Chef Eddie, man.
Yes, let's give it up to Chef Eddie and Chef V.
Chef V.
Yeah.
Somebody was just saying the chef need a chair. I was like, yeah, he all right. He all right.
I'm leaning like a cholo.
But we still got more food to eat, right? They took it aside.
That's what we gotta go finish our dinner.
We're gonna finish the rest of this food, and we're gonna be back in June. Not saying who, but we'll be back in June.
June 25th.
Yeah, June 25th.
We got a big.
We got a good show coming up. We're gonna keep,
set my calendar.
keep talking, keep giving these DJs in and giving the DJs a voice when they don't normally get to talk. You know, that's the whole basis for this, because you never get to hear a DJ's opinion on anything. You know, it's just play the music. You know, shut up and play the music.
Shut up and play the music.
Yeah, shut up and play the music, and you leave. So now we Reese's idea. He was like, I want to get a show we can just sit down and talk. We were debating whether turntables, music. He's like, nope, let's just talk. Let's just talk and let them, get it off their chest. And this is where we're at.
Thank you guys so much
thank
for
y'all
this
for coming in.
platform,
Oh, man.
Thank you for having us and even thinking so much of us to have us be a part of this.
It's been a dream of ours. And, we've been talking to them for years. And then Chef came into our life, and I always think that for a DJ, to me, Chef and DJ is the same thing. And music and food goes perfect. Like we don't drink alcohol, but I think food goes well with any kind of music, especially soulful music, right? So I just thank you, and I hope we can invite you guys. I hope you guys will come down again.
Just let us know.
This is our second show, so we're working out the
kinks,
the bugs, the flow of the show.
But they make it easier.
Yes, man. And so thank you so much. You guys are great guests, and thank you to Chef Eddie and Chef V.
Appreciate everything.
Make sure you guys follow us on all social platforms. Please make sure you follow CJ Flash and Russ.
Yeah, tune into IRTS every.
That's right, every Tuesday.
Yes,
every Tuesday.
Plug your social platforms, please.
So we're on Mixcloud at The World Famous Show. We're also on Twitch under The World Famous. It's twitch.tv/The World Famous. Instagram, it is _world_famous_show or Big Russ, that's BIGGG RUSSS or Almighty CJ Flash. It's
Emphasis on the Almighty.
CJ Flash.
Yeah.
That's one L, not two. Somebody was like, "Yeah, I can't find it." I'm like, "How the hell you spelling Almighty?" But anyway, and we're on Facebook as well under the World Famous Show, so you can just look us up there.
Yeah, follow those brothers to keep up with them, man. They're always somewhere doing something.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
But this was up there with all the fun that we've been having.
Oh, thank you.
And this was well overdue, long overdue, and very necessary for us, man. So thank you. We can't thank you guys enough.
All right.
Is it clapping in a circle?
I'm like, he got a clapper on that leg?
All right, guys, we out of here, man. Thank you again, Chef Eddie. Hey, you want to plug your, what do you got going on this weekend? You doing any pop-ups or?
I'm taking a little bit of time off.
There you go. It's about time, bro, because you've been at it, man.
I'll be traveling pretty soon, going down south somewhere. I can't really say, but
right.
Looking for some important people.
Nice.
I'll post up the plates at the end. And then on my plane ride and stuff like that. You guys do my adventure next week.
Yes. What's your social?
It's huevo underscore a underscore huevo underscore food underscore creations. Yeah, I don't know why they do all these.
Follow Conversations with the DJ,
and you'll see all this stuff, man.
There you go.
Gives us links.
We out of here, guys.
Big shout out to our sponsor, 521 Wear.
There you go, 521 Wear.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you.
521 Wear yarmulkes are coming out now.
Yeah, we're going to get those for the winter when it gets colder. We want to thank the glasses, Dranique, for the glasses.
Yes.
Glassware.
Yeah, 808 Beats, man. We didn't have him this week because our guests obviously don't drink, but he's still running with us, and we still do things with 808 Beats wine, man.
Nice.
So check him out on he's on Instagram, mainly on Instagram, but check him out. He got some good wine. Your boy, what's your guy from Oakland, the actor, not the it was in Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson.
He's from Richmond. I think he grew up.
No, he's Richmond. Glenn. Yeah, Glenn had some. Glenn had some 808 on his.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, he was drinking some of it.
Glenn Plummer, shout out Glenn Plummer.
Yeah, Glenn Plummer.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on out here before we keep talking.
Yeah.
Because
we're gonna go listen to music and go eat.
Yeah. So see y'all next time, man. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Man, thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
Easy.